Welcome everyone to grand final time here at Revolution Esports. We have a Division 3 match for you today between TG Virus and Helios Chroma. My name is Temporal and I am joined today by Braxophone on the other voice in the room, and Soldier will be the one showing you everything you see. So welcome, Braxophone. What a great match we have today.
I'm real excited to see this, especially after discussing some of these names. They really look like they're going to put in work. Beast mode on DPS, man, that guy's got to be a beast. Apoptosis, man, with a name like that, dude, your brain's got to be huge, right? And this guy's probably going to be on tank. I actually don't know for sure off the top of my head, but this guy, with a name like that, dude, you've got to be huge brain.
As I just brought up the team sheet. It doesn't specify a role, so we'll find out once we get in there.
His flex man, big brain flex man.
Yeah, so this is a good match today. This is Division 3. These teams finished, as I bring up my sheet with all the details, finished second and third in the division respectively. We'll start with TG Virus, the highest seed. They went 5-2 in the regular season. Their path through the finals, they had to actually face two matches. They faced Unity in the first playoff round. Then they beat Renaissance in the semi-final. And they only gave up one map over that whole course. So they've had a good final series so far. Helios Chroma, on the other hand, finished third. They had a win-loss record of 3-2 in the main season. And they beat Waypoint Opacity, the original top seeded team after the end of the regular season in the semi-final. So they've had a great run. They won that match 3-0. So they've done really, really well so far. And they're on top. So TG Virus, I feel, will have to be on top of their game if they want to overcome Helios.
Right, especially just looking at the standings, having dropped a map against Renaissance. I mean, Renaissance is a good team, don't get me wrong, but they're already down a map in terms of just how even the scoring was by the end of the season. I also do remember Waypoint Opacity playing against them in one of the previous seasons, and they are a force to be reckoned with for sure.
They are. And I guess, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, this being a grand final, we are in a first to four scenario today. So the first team to win four maps outright will be the winner today, not the standard first to three we've been playing in the rest of these final series. The map order will be Control, Assault, Escort, and Hybrid, and we'll keep playing those in that order until we either have a winner or we get to 3-3, in which case we'll go straight to Nepal to decide a winner.
Really looking forward to seeing this one. TG Virus with 19 map wins during the season. That is a crazy number. When you're looking across the span of all of Div 3, you're looking at 19 against 13 map wins, right? Helios, again, they had a better score in the actual playoffs here, but TG took way more maps during the season, and I just really think that this is going to be such a close game for both of them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this going the full 7 maps, or chuck a draw in there so we can do a nice even 8 maps. Anyway, so just to introduce the teams on the side of TG Virus, we have Govan, Photosynth, Stragglenuts, Sanguinary, Delta 40, and Utanizer. And on the side of Helios Chroma, we have Zombre, Muse, Finesse, Beast Mode, Rioter 4A, and Apoptosis.
Looks like you have a fan in chat there, Brax.
Oh yeah. This is Edameme is a wonderful member of our community, and I look forward to banning them as soon as this is over.
Nice.
Why wait? Ban them now.
I should. Okay, hold on. Me.
Ooh, we should get the ban on stream. That'd be awesome.
All right. Well, looks like we are getting ready to get into this game on Lijiang Tower. Really excited to see what both teams are going to pull out. Will it be the standard double shield comp, or will they run something more similar to dive? Because dive is actually very viable on this map, considering all of the room for poops and all of the verticality, the vertical play that's allowed. It'll be really cool to see what everyone starts off with.
It will. Based on, I haven't actually seen much of Helios Chroma. Couldn't find much video on them, but I know TG Virus does like to run a fair bit of Ryan Zarya. As in the playoffs, they've definitely run that. So, given they were still playing on that same patch, the new anti-shield patch, if you want to call it that, doesn't drop till next week. So I'm sort of expecting to see that out of them, particularly here on Lijiang Tower. If we do get to control, there you go. We're going to see it starting up now.
All right, so it looks like right out the gate, we are going to see a pharmacy coming out of. Hold on, one moment.
That's Helios Chroma on the blue side on the left,
Right.
and TG Virus red on the right.
Sorry, I dropped frames there. Yeah, so it looks like Helios Chroma is going to be on the blue. They're going to be running a pharmacy out the gate. That could potentially be huge this map. Pharmacy gets the most value probably of any DPS pick on this map so far.
And we'll see how TG Virus is able to deal with that.
TG Virus running the Reaper too.
And running straight to the point, wanting to make good work of those close range heroes that they've got. Oh, and Muse goes down straight away. Photosynth opening us up here. Finesse going down as well. TG Virus push forward to take advantage of that advantage they have, and Zombre not able to get away.
Man, that was a rough push for Helios. Looking at the just the speed boost coming out of Utilizer there. Honestly, all they had to do was press W after they got that initial pick. The Mei is really good for zoning out anyone who's just slightly out of position on the other team.
Yeah, and we see Boost Beast Mode just hovering there, raining in rockets. The healers of TG Virus doing a great job, although as I say, that Govan goes down. Muse gets the first kill for Helios in this final. Oh, Utilizer caught out as well, trying to get away from Apoptosis. Apop is able to get away. Delta 40 unleashes the Coalescence, both sides with those Coalesci actually. And a good wall there stops Photosynth. The hammer goes down from Govan, but doesn't quite get anything done. The kills are going the way of Helios Chroma in this fight. They're able to clean up some more members before the reinforcements get back for TG Virus. They might be able to make a play onto the point. Beast Mode unleashes that barrage into the back line. Takes out 3 members overall in that fight. And Helios Chroma will move onto the point and almost be able to take. They will take the cap.
All right, TG Virus, man, they actually had a really good thing going there at the beginning of the fight, but what ended up happening is they played way too slow, and Helios was just really able to capitalize on that. As soon as they spread out, they weren't able to play fast enough to group back up and get ready to push back in. And I think that's really what cost them the fight, though they did manage to drag it way out for some point percentage.
They did, and the Supercharger coming out very early from Helios. They've got a healthy bank of ultimates available to them, so why not? Keep TG Virus sitting in that room. The DPS go down straight away. Apop getting the better of the Widow duel, even though they're not playing Widow there. And it's just, fortunately, yeah. Sorry, Helios pushing that advantage.
I was going to mention Utilizer needs to get out as soon as possible. He needs to be hitting that speed, and they need to be backing out as fast as possible if they want to get another chance to push in here with all of their ults up and like turn the fight around just as quick as possible.
Yeah, the big dicey though, they're pushing into a whole lot of ultimates themselves. Delta 40 wants to open up with that Coalescence just to get their team in onto the point. They're going to have to deal with, they're going to also throw in the Death Blossom from Juggernaut, the Graviton Surge invested as well. Only Muse going down. Oh, the Earth Shatter goes down, gets 2 as the Blizzard comes out from Apop. Blimey, the Beast Mode throws in a barrage but gets killed in the middle of it. Utilizer getting on that. It looks like a bit back and forth, but I feel that TG Virus has the advantage here. They have the numbers. Even with the Valkyrie from Zombre running out there. Okay. Yeah, so speaking of Zombre, still alive on the point, wanting to try to get some kills along with Riot to there, but the cleanup will come through from TG Virus. They will flip the point back at around 90%.
Man, I can't really say it was super well played by either team. They really did stabilize it, but they cost all of their ults. What it really came down to is just more valuable ultimates coming out of TG Virus there, with the Shatter, with the Blossom, the Beat, everything that helped them sustain there.
Yeah, they do. And Muse all goes very low is able to get back behind the shield. Riot doing a great job of healing them up. As I say, that Struggle Nuts chews through the tank line of Helios. This fight looks like it will go the way of TG Virus. And I feel if Helios wants to make another attack, they've got to get out now and reset.
Trying to save up that Death Blossom for the next push in. Hopefully Ignite is going to save speed here, and if they get they can get the Sigma suck out, they'll be able to just clean the entire team.
Oh, Muse and Finesse unfortunately getting cut down straight away. That supercharger not being any benefit if it's dead. Alright, is able to make it to the point with the Coalescent, but Struggle Nuts clears them both off. Oh, with the help of Photosynth there. And somehow Beast Mode getting in the range of those shotguns. Not exactly where we want to be as a Pharaoh, but you've got to do it. Overtime is burning down. Finesse trying to come back on that Wrecking Ball. They will get the touch. Keep Overtime going. Supercharger finally comes out from Muse, but they're cut down straight away. Overtime will burn down. TG Virus take the lead here on Lijiang Tower.
Allow me to repair the damage.
What a great round by both teams. I really think that the one thing holding Helios back from taking that round was their lack of grouping up right when they needed to. There was a little bit of panic I could feel coming out of Helios when they realized that they were running out of time and their two tanks separated from the rest of their team, and that really cost them that last fighting chance they had.
What's wrong with the
Yep, well, they'll have to see if they can make a difference here on Control Tower. TG Virus looks like they're sticking with the Ryan Zara combination, which is can be really good here. If you get control of the point, you have control of the opponent access to the building. So I think Helios really need to be on the top of their game in this first fight.
Right. They did end up switching off of Sigma into Ryan, so they should be able to take more Brawl though.
And, okay, so Helios going very aggressive straight away. Govan going down. They trade Riot though, but Zombre evens up. Oh, more than evens up. Struggle Nuts going down. There's those shotguns out of the fight. No more damage to Struggle Nuts now. Oh, and Exsanguinary gets frozen, but is able to get away. Good healing there from the healers of TG Virus. They're forced to give up control of the point.
It looks like TG Virus was just afraid to keep fighting that point, which I think was the right move. They wanted to make sure they weren't wasting nearly as much time as they could have.
So they're going to re-engage now. Helios not wanting to hold at the door, perhaps not being able to. That was a very quick Coalescence and Delta 40. I feel like we're going to be saying that a lot tonight. Coalescence again, Coalescence out the other way. It seems to be a mirror matchup for these Moiras. Oh, Struggle Nuts get cut down by Beast Mode. The Reaper Jewel currently sitting, I think, 1-1 with Beast Mode in this map. Apop as well on the Mei, getting very aggressive. Frozen Exsanguinary again. Not only that, has the Blizzard already. Apop doing really well on the Mei on this map.
That was a lot of value that actually came out of Apop there, and it looks like Straggle Nuts is about to get staggered as well.
Oh.
Stagger Nuts, am I right?
And Beast Mode going all Beast Mode, and the Reaper Jewel up 2-0 now. That was a bit on the nose, I think. I'll try better. Oh, Apop hiding in the corner. Been spotted out. Oh, there you go. The wall cuts off Govan. The rest of the team with the Junkrat now for Struggle Nuts, able to burn it off. Apop invests a Blizzard. It forces TG Virus to split up. We're seeing them getting cut down. Their supports here. Nope. No escape for you. That wall is going to cut off any chance you had. And Delta 40 managed to make it out. Well played by the Moira.
And it looks like their TG got more spread out than Helios did in the last map, and that really, all that zoning that's coming out of both teams is really just what's turning every single fight. It's just zoning, splitting up the teams.
Oh, look at the ultimate bank from Helios. They've got 5 ultimates available. As TG Virus try rotation there, again, cut off. There's no easy entry onto this point. Delta 40 burns through the wall. With the Coalescence, oh, it goes down to a great Death Blossom from Beast Mode. It cuts down 2 in the middle of that. Supercharges down from Muse, but you don't need it. Riot is there with the Coalescence as well. Sanguinary picked up, slapped down to the floor by Finesse. And just Euthanizer left on the point. Photosynth can't get out because there's a wall in the way. And the overtime wick will burn down. Helios bringing it back on Control Center 1-1 here on Lijiang Tower.
There's got to be some great shot calling on Helios. They like really just changed their entire play style that second map, just saving up ults in the bank to make sure that they never ran out. The way they were using them one by one, making sure that they would always have value every single second of the fight. Really having those 4 ults, there was no way that TG could have taken that last point.
Hello.
Nope. And so a great comeback there from Helios. Now it's all going to be decided here in the garden. It looks like Pharros from both teams on this map.
Oh man, yeah, the pharmacy's coming out. Beast mode, about to go beast mode. We know this guy's about to get some crazy 4K boops off the map.
Capture the objective.
He'd be wary crossing this bridge as well. So Govan sticking with the Reinhardt, brief flirtation with Orisa, but okay, no one wants to risk the bridge. Both teams going around the back of the point through the enclosed room. We'll see who gets the advantage of this battle. Feel the advantage? I was going to say with TG Virus, but Govan going down, gets a rock to the face. And now Strugglenauts? No, Strugglenauts is on the point, stopping it. And the Pharaoh jewel in the sky is won by beast mode. So before that happened, they were able to clean up with the mace, so it's now an even fight on the point. Just a all-out brawl here, really. Oh, Finesse gets caught out, able to use that kinetic grasp to get away. Blows being traded here, but no one really going down. Lots of cooldowns being used to avoid dying, and this is getting very hard to comment on when there's... Oh, okay, there we go. Muse goes down. The Coalescence, unfortunately, a little late, not able to save them. And the kills, though, going the way of Helios in the end. Ryder with a great Coalescence there, and is able to pick up Sanguinary at the end. Apop getting in on the kill feed as well. I think it was 3 for 3 for that Mei Moira combination. Helios taking the point.
Strugglenauts got real tired of waiting for that team to die, so he was like, I'm gonna pop this ult that I farmed in less than 30 seconds, but unfortunately just not enough value, wasn't aware enough of these Sigma suck to be able to use it and get some value out of there. Looks like now there's the pharmacy coming out of TG, and they're gonna try to just see if they can get any early picks while the rest of the team rotates, but it's not looking so lucky for them.
No, they have swapped Strugglenauts onto them, though, definitely wanting to deal with beast mode. Hopefully that flashbang or just that long range damage will get something done. The Coalescence, though, starting out this fight, and the wall make it a little harder to heal anyone where you're all trapped behind a wall. TG Virus is having trouble getting onto the point at this point. Finesse is stunned. Apop going down. And there's the barrage from beast mode. Cuts down 2. They do lose... Oh, there is... Okay, counter barrage from Photosynth. Doesn't kill anyone directly, but the kills... Honestly, kills and reses going on both teams here. And beast mode going low. It's going to mean that Muse is now isolated on the points. They're able to smack Strugglenauts in the face. Got a bit too close to the horse there. Or the Centaur, as I've been told previously on stream. Oh, Delta getting frozen and cut down by Apop. That's not where you want to feel as the Moira. So the reinforcements come back from Helios, and it's enough for them to win out this fight. Finesse getting the closing kills. They will retain control as they build up to 75%.
TG's got 1 push left, and you gotta wonder if Photosynth using Barrage there was really the right move, considering how many ults that Helios has saved up. And they're playing so much better than the first round. Their shot callers keeping their awareness so high and tracking ults and making sure that they're really going to have so many utilities for this last fight.
They will, as they go up over 90%. TG Virus has to get in there. Apop on the front line, though, blocking them off, trying with that wall, holding that Blizzard in reserve as well. Sanguinary uses the... Okay, never mind. TG Virus doesn't even touch the point. Helios Chroma take Lijiang Tower and start themselves at 1-0 in this grand final.
Wow, what a crazy turnaround. So after watching that first map, I kind of had it in my mind that I think Helios was going to take the L on this one, just because they had been spread out, they'd been panicking. It seemed like there was just a lack of focus from them. But really, in the second and third round, something clicked, and they were all on the same wavelength. They were all tracking ults. They were all like target calling. They were all stuck together like glue. And honestly, that might take MVP for the round, in my opinion, just with all the zoning they were able to do on TG.
I definitely inclined to agree with you there. I mean, not only just the freezing, how it stops your movement and, just annoys you, but great use of the wall, particularly on control center, where you've only got these narrow entrances and the wall was consistently cutting people off. We even saw it there on the gardens at the end. Again, no matter which entrance you try and come in, you're either facing getting boofed off the bridge by the Pharah, or you're facing getting walled off by the Mei coming in from that other side. So really a great work by the DPS of Helios to really control where TG Virus or how TG Virus could engage.
Yeah, in addition to that, I really think their ult management, man, it was really great compared when you're looking at TG Virus. You know, they had the right idea. They were like, we're gonna farm ults and we're gonna use ults to win the fight, which is the most basic level of Overwatch. But at the same time, they were throwing their ults at times where they weren't going to get the value that they needed. They weren't going to get the picks that they needed. They weren't going to get the zoning they needed. They just weren't getting as much value as Helios the entire game. And I think that if they really want to turn this around and take this next map, they have to be super aware of what's going on with their ultimates and when they can use them the most effectively.
As we will see, the team swap sides here. It looks like Junkertown has been selected. So Helios Chroma now in the red, TG Virus now in the blues. I swap my sticky notes. And just looking at the records on this map, so neither of these teams actually really playing much Junkertown during the regular season. Only 3 maps. They've only played it 3 times between them, which I feel is a little different to other divisions. It looks like Division 3 really favoured Havana. Right. My notes are wrong.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they play this, considering we haven't seen a lot of playtime on this map from them, especially with all of the interesting angles and things they were taking last map, and with all the zoning. If they decide to run a Mei again on Helios, it'll be really valuable here on the first choke, where they can just actually zone someone out right under the bridge on Junkertown. Same thing on attack. You know, it could be really, really valuable, but if they haven't been getting the practice they need, we might not see it as often.
Yeah, and of course, though, in Junkertown, you have to get out of your spawn first. We do see a fair few teams opting for the really close hold. Whether or not they do it with the Bastion or against the Bastion will remain to be seen as well. As we are ourselves.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what comes out of here. I think it's likely that we'll see some pirate shipping, though, on the attack side for sure.
I sure hope so. I mean, I don't like playing against Bastion, but I like watching Bastion.
Right. Love watching Bastion, love playing Bastion. You know, playing against him, not so fun. But when you get to abuse him, man, that's great. We love
so
that.
Good. We'll see TG Virus just gathering themselves at the moment.
Looks like they're probably having a nice talk about some ultimate economy.
Yeah, they'll have a little bit more time to prepare, though. I think no, Blue defends. Okay, so they've got to make the decision first on how they want to defend. Helios on the attack will have a little bit more time to decide. So it's fair enough. You take the time now. Let's regroup.
Do you think we're gonna see some Orisa Sigma coming out of TG this time? I remember them running Ryan Zarya at one point in the map, and it was getting some value here, but you know, Helios with the Orisa Sigma was able to just outvalue them.
I feel they will probably start trying to run the Ryan Zarya, and they'll see how it goes. If they're able to get on defense, I think even on defense, I think they still will run it. If they're struggling, if Helios is just pushing through, they get to the end of the first point, maybe end of the second point with ease, we might see some swaps then. But I expect them to start Ryan Zarya.
That would make a lot of sense too, especially just to make sure you can push through to the choke and make that space. You know, Ryan Zarya, the reason they were so run way back in the day before all of these changes kind of ruined tank. Right. You know, they were fun to play, and they were really great at making space, and I think that's going to be super great if they'll be able to utilize that on a map like this where there's so much open space, especially in the first point. Because if you can push people back or push people into the open, you're going to get a lot of value out of your DPS.
Definitely. And speaking of DPS, if we do see a Ryan Zarya, if there's less shielding available, it opens up the path to hitscan DPS. We could see Widow, we could see McCree, we could even see a Hanzo. So it's not hitscan, but might as well be. So I like the idea that TG Virus doesn't want to play that Orisa Sigma for whatever reason. It does open up more avenues for Helios on their opposition.
Right, and speaking of Widow, Widow is going to get a ton of value on this map. I love watching some good Widow gameplay. I do hope we get to see it. If we're running into if they're running into a Bastion here on defense, that's going to be an issue for any team running Widow. But hopefully we see some nice, great DPS flicking, some head clicking, great action coming out of the DPS.
I think, yeah, I'm looking here. In one of the previous finals, Photosynth did actually play a bit of Widow, and I think it was on Junkertown.
Oh well, there you go.
We could see it here.
Might see some huge picks coming out of Photosynth then. Looks like they will be starting on defense with the Widow. Yeah.
Thank you, Photosynth. Oh, okay. Looks like Govan is moving out of form with Orisa. Okay. So I was 50% there. They didn't get the tank line, but we do see the Widow come out and... Oh, wow. Interesting. Got the Brigitte as well. This is a composition I don't think I've seen before.
You know, it's probably a pretty good move though. There's a lot of corners on this first point, and the key to Brigitte, now that she's been nerfed into the ground, she's still extremely good, but you have to play much more conservatively. So the fact that you can use all these corridors and corners to make sure you can proc Inspire without feeding, I think Brigitte is actually a pretty big pick on this map.
Yep, so we do see the pirate ship come out from Helios, though, supported by the Pharah from Beast Mode. So I like that. You get in behind. You either got to focus on avoiding the Pharah or focus on the Bastion as Beast Mode takes out Photosynth to start that fight. Not what you want to feel as a Widow.
Right, we don't like seeing that. When the Pharahs aren't carrying the Widow, that's a problem for both teams, right?
It is, and there you go. Apop just sitting on the cart, getting the job done. Euthanize is able to take down the immortality field of all people, but it's not enough. This pirate ship is just sailing through point A, and Beast Mode going all Beast Mode on Photosynth. Riot are getting in on the action as well. Battle-teased. Beast Mode finishes off Delta. Looks like this cart will just sail through unopposed.
And Stragglenut's coming out there and getting staggered. Not super great for TG Virus. Looking at the pirate ship, it looks like Apop is just going to set his mouse upside down on the left click and go make himself a bowl of ramen, while they just kind of run over the other team.
That they're doing, we see the tank line, from Helios going, pushing forward already. They've seen that TG Virus has been able to set up on that high ground, but I'm not quite sure how much use it's going to be against this giant turret. And as I say that, Stragglenut jumps in, gets 2 kills on the cart. Resurrection is there for Apop. Stragglenut died. Beast Mode got Stragglenut. The cart has finally stopped. It looks like the kills are finally favouring TG Virus, so a great counter engage, able to, particularly led by Stragglenuts.
This is the TG Virus redemption arc right here. That comeback was actually great. The way they were actually able to handle that pirate ship while on a Widowmaker is actually fairly impressive. Considering the shield is right at Widowmaker. Widowmaker's looking for anyone out of position and managed to snag a Pharah that fight. And with that, with less pressure there, they were able to focus on the Bastion. And lots of great teamwork.
Jeez, this is very aggressive positioning from TG Virus, making great use of that amplification, amp matrix. Cut down Rioter, and they force Helios to sort of regroup. They're split up now, actually. Just no supports on the cart, so no healing available. Muse throws down the supercharger. Zombre is able to get in there and provide a lot of healing with that Valkyrie. So it's now 6v6 on the cart, though. As I say, that Apop chews down Govan. Fortunately, TG Virus, their aggression coming back to bite them in the ass a little bit. Apop chews through 3 and still holding on to that sentry mode. Sorry, that tank configuration.
Yeah, that was an interesting decision on Helios' half to stay on the pirate ship there. Most of the time when you get knocked off and you don't have the spawn advantage and the ability to set up, you don't actually risk it. But I think they realized that they had a lot of value with their ultimates coming up and that they should just keep it going just one more time, try to use their ultimates to secure that in that fight if they needed to. But they didn't actually need to use ultimates at all to get back on cart, so they're just sailing this pirate ship with no problems right now.
They are indeed. We've seen a swap also. Photosynth has now moved on to the Sombra. A little bit better at dealing with bunker compositions at times, though. Of course, you have to be alive to do that. Beast Mode has got Photosynth's number in this. I don't know. I don't think anyone else has killed Photosynth here, and well, I wouldn't want to be them right now. Anyway, sorry, I'm focusing too much on that. As the pirate ship sails through onto point C here, it gets, again, still no ultimates needing to be invested by Helios. On the bright side of TG Virus, they've got ultimates of their own available. They've got that Rip Tire, they've got that Supercharger, they'll have their Sound Barrier as well. As I say, that A-Pop firing through the Ant Matrix. Oh! And it gets hacked in the middle of it, thrown up by the Gravitic Flux, but this Immortality Field able to keep them alive. Beast Mode follows up with a great barrage onto 2. And this pirate ship showing no signs of stopping. Eutanizer, the solo Sound Barrier, not getting anything done. Photosynth goes down, and there's a celebratory configuration tank from APOP to finish up that, and monster time bank of 3.5 minutes left for them, for Helios.
What an insane time bank. Honestly, that is huge for this first map run through. Looking at the pirate ship, they honestly weren't having any rough waves, they weren't encountering any issues. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever played the game Sea of Thieves, but you know, when you're playing that game and you don't run into anybody and the seas are just perfectly fine, you're going maximum velocity. That's what just happened. They were able to recover, get back on the pirate ship at the second point, and just ride it up until the end. That Bastion getting so much value on the side of Helios.
And not even needing to whip out that tank for me. They're just happy to sit on the cart. And I wonder if how long does it take? You got start with what, 8 minutes total time, so it's 4.5 minutes. Is that even enough time to make a cup of tea?
Ready for battle.
I don't know. We gotta ask him. Depends on how fast you're going, right?
Anyway,
yeah.
so yeah, looks like we might see the same from TG Virus here on attack.
Attackers
It'll be really interesting to see how Helios handles the pirate ship coming back at them, right?
They're gonna set one up of their own, it looks like.
They're gonna ride the payload back at the spawn.
Well, you keep the attackers off it long enough, it moves, so it takes a little more effort as defense, but it is possible.
Right. And you know what? We may see it. It's really going to come down to, honestly, I think who the better supports are in this situation. They are both running Baptiste and Mercy. So whoever is last to use their what's it called? The invincibility? Whoever's last to use
Immortality Field.
Immortality Field, right. And still keep the team alive is probably going to win that fight.
Okay, but Helios already choosing a rather backwards, not forward position, and they're falling back even further here in the light of this Farah in the air. So there looks like they're hoping for just a one fight hold here on point A, a one position hold rather. As A-Pop is healed up, gets chunked down by a couple rockets, they jump on top of the cart. There you go, there's the pirate ship, both Bastions sitting right on top of each other. A-Pop able to win that. As Photosynth comes in, takes A-Pop in return. The kill's going both ways, and it looks like the defense, if they're able to deal with Photosynth effectively, they will be able to stabilize. They certainly have the numbers on the cart. It's just the pharmacy here for the attacking team. They will have to fall back.
Looks like Helios is going to hold that. There's going to be some issues on the defense, but I think that they're going to be okay. I think if they reposition every fight, they're going to do all right with this Bastion pick.
Strugglenuts swapped off onto the Reaper now as well. Just wanting to get in really close there. They see Helios is fine with that up close and personal fight, so Strugglenuts are willing to take that fight. TG Virus, they move onto the cart, goes forward a bit. No kills either way, just spamming into each other's shields. The Pharaoh over the top though, building up, has got the barrage available actually, and the Amp Matrix comes out. Strugglenuts uses it, chews through it, A-Pop. Beast Mode gets one in return, but it's just a nice even trade here. Photosynth looking for a position there, the barrage is unleashed. Oh, cut down by Finesse, that's a great play by the Sigma there. Even on the card again, the Valkyrie comes out from Eutanizer, not really able to get the res on Photosynth, just using that healing to keep the team members alive. The Govan going down and coming back up with the res. Exsanguinary and Eutanizer though going down at the same time. Beast Mode and Riot for getting in on the action there, and again another attack thrown back by Helios.
And Helios is a monster with these defenses, but even more so, it looks like Photosyn threw out another barrage that just didn't get a lot of value.
No, not able to kill off Rioter there. Was able to retreat back into the hole and get healed by the Mercy.
Right. The switch to Reaper is a really good pick on the side of TG Virus, though, for sure. Being able to...
I was gonna say, yeah, they picked off A-Pop straight away at the start of that last fight. Just weren't able to follow it up.
And it looks like they're on Zarya.
Oh, a Diva.
Diva, yeah, Diva Ryan.
Immediately deleted from the mech on the Riptire from beast mode as well, finishing off Exsanguinary. Welcome back, Diva. Welcome back to a match. Goodbye.
Man. And that's why you don't see Diva anymore. That's exactly why. You just get immediately deleted by the absurd amount of damage output that Helios has on card right now.
Shame you can't absorb the Riptire.
Right.
Or just collect the Riptire and add it to your mech just to make it roll faster. A-Pop, they're not really caring at the moment, just sitting in the middle of nowhere with a shield protection, but not really worried about that Pharaoh, honestly.
Not playing corners or anything.
The supercharger there will turbocharge this Bastion. The Amp Matrix comes out. Delta 40 cut down straight away. The Amp Matrix seeming to backfire there. Muse able to make good use of it. A-Pop as well, cutting down the Pharah. The Resurrection is there, but Govan going down as well. 10 seconds left on the clock. There's not much TG Virus will be able to do here. It looks like Helios will be able to hold. A-Pop throws out the configuration tank. No one touching. Helios Chroma going up 2-0 in this grand final series.
Man, Helios turned on the kill switch for that one. Their shot calls must have been really on point. They were really just taking care of everyone who flanked, everyone who was trying to take any off angles, just immediately deleted by that Bastion. I told you, man, this guy A-Pop, he's got a huge brain. He knows when there's going to be a Reaper flank. He knows when the Pharah is going to take off angles, and he flicks to them and clicks on them while, again, he brews himself a cup of tea.
And you can see they've, just based on those cards, well supported by the tanks and supports, enabling them to get the job done there. We'll see where TG Virus, where they want to take us. That I feel not necessarily as close as Lijiang Tower felt. So the momentum definitely in Helios' favor going into the next map.
Right, and you gotta wonder if that also had something to do with the lack of them playing the map as well. It's possible that maybe Helios had scrimmed that map more, but wasn't able to play it as much in the season, and maybe TG thought, you know, we're not going to play this map a whole lot since it's not comp rotation right now, so we probably don't have to scrim it, and then maybe they just weren't able to work with the angles they were given and the high ground and everything they needed to take different angles against the Bastion that would have helped them in that fight.
Yeah, well, we'll see what they get done once they pick a map. Just looking, statistically, I think Junkertown in every other division, okay, not quite. Yeah, just in you know, I don't know where I go with this point. Anyway, looking forward to Assault now. Of course, we've got all the maps in the rotation. Where do you think TG Virus will want to take this, based on how they can best negate Helios, or maybe how they can best play Ryan Zarya?
Yeah, well, they love their Ryan Zarya, as you mentioned. I think it's possible we could see some Anubis, but I don't know that Ryan Zarya would even be the move there. I know Anubis is kind of a comfort pick map for a lot of people. Alternatively, we might see some Hanamura, because Hanamura Choke is, you know, it was traditionally a Ryan Zarya map, and it can still be run as one pretty effectively. So I think it's entirely possible that they pick Hanamura on this next map, and they just try to hold W Lucio's speed through the choke right back onto the point.
It definitely worked on the first map of Lijiang Tower. It gave them the first cat when Helios wasn't even running a Lucio.
Yeah,
you know, maybe they've got some fancy Symmetra strats on board as well. We've seen that a bit on Hanamura, especially that TP up to the house inside on the point.
That would be disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Imagine if they pull out Ryan Zarya, or if they pulled out like a Risa Sigma, but they had Bastion Sim TP behind. It's almost like you expect it, but you don't expect it because it's so stupid.
Surely they're not going to do that. Nah.
Right. And then they do it, and then they turn around, and then your heads are clicked, and like there's nothing you can do. Yeah, so it'll be really interesting if they do decide to pick up Sim on this next map. Another thing we could see potentially if they decided to go with Anubis is we would get to see more. We'd be able to see Widowmaker coming out of Photosynth, because we know Photosynth loves to play Widowmaker, and we know that Helios loves to play Pharmacy. So
You know,
they're
that
thinking
could
about
be
it.
a fun defense for them as well. Oh, sorry, I
Right.
cut you off. But yeah, we've seen Struggle Nuts on the Junkrat as well. So a defense, a Widowmaker Junkrat defense, definitely a classic Anubis composition.
Right, all about the zoning there. And you know, going back to something we spoke about earlier with, you know, when TG rotates first or when they play faster, they're able to win. They're able to take the point. And you mentioned that on the first map, Lijiang, they were able to get to point first, and so they won. I think that if TG can pick it up and consistently play quickly, I think they will outvalue Chroma. They were pretty slow into that Bastion, all things considered.
Yeah, and it looks like Volskaya is the map being chosen here. Both teams doing fairly average on this map. TG Virus is a 2-2 map record. Helios Chroma 2-1. So probably the best bet here for TG Virus out of the available maps that they have played on.
Right, and not a bad Ryan Zarya map if you do decide to run it as well. A lot of tank combinations work on this one in particular. But I do think if they do want to play fast and they want to just run through point, if they can rotate through potentially left side, because I'm assuming that the other team's going to set up on the right, I think they'll be able to take the point easily.
Yeah, they will. And as the producer just noted in chat, the prize money, the prize for winning Division 3 is $75 US. I assume it's US dollars and not like cheating and being Australian dollars or something, because that's not worth as much. So yes, the winner today will take home that prize money. So it's, I guess I know I like winning money, not that I do in Overwatch because I don't really have any gold competitions, but I'm sure either of these teams will be really happy not only to win but to have the cold hard cash in their account. Say, look at me, I'm a prize winner.
This isn't just any money. This is money from Division 3 of Revolution Esports Tournament Season 2. So, you know, kind of a big deal. All right. Do you think there's any chance of them pulling out Diva again over on TG?
Given how well it worked on Junkertown, I don't think so. I think they'd be willing. I think that was just, we need to do something to deal with the Bastion.
Right.
So unless we see another Bastion come out from Helios as they've changed sides again, I don't know. I don't think we would. Then again, you can see Bastion on defense here. I've seen that before.
Sparkle's throwing. We've got casters grasping at straws here, and Sparkle's like, oh yeah, I'm just not gonna start the fucking map.
Actually, Soldier, can they hear you? Or are we just laughing at ourselves?
No, they can hear me.
That's amazing. All right, so we are going to see, we are going to see TG on the red side this way. Oh gosh, what side is that now?
Red. It's the opposite of TF2. That's how I remember it. So it's attack.
Okay, yeah. Got it, and that's what I was getting confused with too. So it looks like TG is going to be pushing first on attack. Okay, so one of the... this is just a thought I've had for a while when playing 2CP, but I feel like a lot of 2CP is actually about mindset and psychologically breaking your opponent by just going so fast that they think there's no hope. So we'll have to see if TG can just go through here, you know?
And if you're playing fast enough, you're playing an instinct, which means you forget you're playing 2CP as well.
Right. Well, we're hoping not to see a 7-6 ending score as well, though. So we'll
Oh god, no. I'll just call the match and we'll just flip a coin and those people win, because god.
You're like, alright, that's enough 2CP. We've been watching it for 3 hours, please.
Well, there we go. So on the attacking team, we are seeing the Ryan Zarya, but we're seeing the Sombra as well at the start. I'd like this pick from Photosynth. Sombra has been used on Volskaya historically, particularly after Sombra was released. It's sort of a home map given a cinematic, so I like this to break the bunkers as well.
Helios is going to set up with a bunker again. I guess it worked out really well last time, so why change a good thing, right?
Jeez, that's a well-placed Sigma barrier, just blocking all the Junkrat grenades. Can't even throw them over.
Yeah, and it looks like they're already rotating too. Big brain moves on Helios.
Smart. They know exactly. TG knows exactly where they are, so you want to rotate and keep the attacking team guessing. As Photosynth in the back line's got to farm up the EMP though. Ooh, Govan goes low, able to get healed up. So TG Virus doing a great job of splitting, keeping hidden from the Bastion. Oh, a great hack there from Photosynth, straight onto the Bastion. That forces them off the high ground. A-Pop goes down to Struggle Nuts. So that bunker has been moved off the high ground. Govan getting in there with the hammer. Beast Mode getting healed up though. So a lot of healing coming out from Riot, as displayed by the Ant Matrix going up. And that backfires on them again. We see the Bastion and the Baptiste going down. Zombre able to get the resurrection. So capture progress coming from TG Virus in the middle of that. So great play from the attacking team here. Ex-Sanguinary fully charged and ready to party. And that Immortality Field weren't too much of a tact either. So okay, I was going to say the advantage here with TG Virus, but kills going either way. Finesse getting booped around by Euthanizer here. A-Pop as well on the point. There you go, Finesse cut down. A-Pop in that ice block. Once that comes out, that will be the point cleaned up. TG Virus capping a relatively quick point A.
I am loving this.
Man, TG actually did a really, really impressive thing there, and they changed their pace of the fight halfway through. They played super slowly just to see if they could force someone out of position. Euthanizer coming in really clutch there with that boop to get them off the high ground. And as soon as they were down, they sped things up. They went right in to try to force some picks, and it really worked out in their favor just to change the fight pace like in a snap, in an instant.
Photosynth from behind with the EMP. This could break the bunker straight away. EMP goes out. Look at that massive hack. All the members of Helios Chroma hacked. The Rip Tire comes out for Struggle Nuts as well. The kill's going both ways. Actually, Euthanizer the kill leader in this fight. The Gravitic Flux comes out. Sound Barrier from Euthanizer able to keep Govan alive. See both support ultimates, both the Baptiste abilities invested. Beast Mode throws out the configuration tank, able to cut down Sanguinary. And Govan with a kill into Finesse as well. The kills going the way of TG Virus. A-Pop coming in with the Blizzard, able to cut down Govan on a sliver of health. And it's got the supports on lockdown as well. Delta goes down. They turn around, let's see Euthanizer, who's trying to 1v1. Oh my god! Euthanizer just 1v1 the Bastion! Oh! No, it didn't win the fight, but what?
Lucio's a DPS, so he's been saying it for seasons. They've just never done anything about it. Yeah, that was crazy. What a great recovery from A-Pop there with Team A-Blizzard. The one thing I would be concerned about is Sanguinary actually holding on to the grab that fight. That's a much more powerful supercharger, and we'll probably see that in this fight.
A very smart playback Sanguinary there, holding on to that. And we see a change Beast Mode off the Bastion now onto the McCree. And Photosynth actually onto the Pharah now as well. Okay, there you go. The supercharging vessel are moved straight away, and they don't get any advantage out of that because Photosynth cuts it down. It's an all-out brawl on the point now. The Immortality Field in the high ground. I'm not sure whether that helps the low ground or not, but it's cut down anyway. No kills either way, just a little abilities done. A-Pop gets the first kill onto Govan, is countered straight away. Riot up on the high ground, using that Ant Matrix to keep the team alive, but it's not enough. Actually, it might be enough. The resurrection, oh wow, denied. Great play to boot Zombre from the res. Muse, though, doesn't care. Cuts down the support line of TG Virus. That attack will be repelled.
Man, lots of healing output coming out on Helios' side. With both the immortality just preventing from death. You have the self-heals on Mei. You have the Mercy, just the pocket for both Beast Mode, A-Pop. They're really getting so many heals. And, you know, Delta 40, he's on Moira now, so you're going to see a lot more of it. But it's also possible that he's going to have his hand forced to use DPS to kind of like finish off some opponents, and in that time, they may be receiving less value from the heals.
Now, classic healer's dilemma. I really, really want to kill everyone else, but I know I need my team alive to help me do that. A Straggler, okay, very quick pick. Gets in the back line, uses the Riptide to take out one, and the barrage from Photosynth over the top as well. Great start to the fight by TG Virus. They've got the numbers on the point and they will almost have a tick. I can't even see the space in between the tick and the progress. Beast Mode's Deadeye gets one, but is immediately cut down as well as Finesse. The second tick coming through as well. Helios, they have a couple of kills in their favour, and Apop throws down the Blizzard. That will split up TG Virus. They go Van going down as well. That's the big shield out of the way. Delta 40 getting hunted down by Muse, but there you go. The damage coming through from Delta 40. Able to finish off that Orisa. Again, going after Apop as well. DPS Morris here with the Coalescence available. Oh, doesn't get a chance to use it. Unfortunately, the reinforcement, coming back from Helios. They're able to clean up this point, and Nick Sanguinary on the Wrecking Ball, told to go home.
Man, if this was a ladder game, Delta 40 would be screaming that he has 4 gold medals right now. Looking at that last fight, it was really rough for Govan, having lost that Shatter right when the May Blizzard ended up hitting. And so now they're not actually going to have Shatter for this push, whereas it looks like they're going to have both BAP and Supercharger over on the side of Helios.
And I didn't see that Graviton Surge come out from Exsanguinary either, but it didn't get used in that fight, so... Oh, so no, they came back on... they came back on the Wrecking Ball. Did they give that up? Ooh. Anyway, so into the next fight. So Stracklenuts on a little flank again, getting in the back line. We saw how effective they've been so far with that Riot, so just jumps in the air, looking around.
Give it everything you've got.
And so TG Virus taking their time, waiting to get the position. There you go. The Coalescence comes out from Delta 40. At the start, oh wow, Photosynth and Stracklenuts getting in there really quickly, picking up 2 kills straight away. The Riptide finishes off Muse and Zombre as well. TG Virus has all the positioning, and they will finish with 9.4 seconds left in their time bank.
Man, that's enough for what I like to call a 2CP. We're going to see a lot more rounds coming out of them here in the future. It'll be interesting if they can actually first hold them here. They won't even have to use that time in the bank. It'd be a much more impressive play than what we've seen in the past 2 games. It looks like they are doing fairly well on the Rein Zarya this time around. So we'll have to see if they decide to keep that up on the defense, because I know it can be rough at that choke if the other team just has more shield and shield pressure.
Yes, indeed, and I wonder if they'll opt for their Bastion composition as well. We saw them; they bring it out in Junkertown, and they've seen Helios wanting to play that here, or whether maybe they'll keep Stragglenuts on that Junkrat. We've seen they did great work. Sorry, oh yes, that's right. Stragglenuts' attack. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Anyway, so it looks like we'll see them. They will roll out with the bunker composition. So the same comp they had on Junkertown, I believe.
Right. Looks like they're gonna give it another go. They do have the Mercy and BAP, so their healing output's gonna be pretty insane. Especially on that Bastion. You know, if they keep in mind their rotations as the other team manages to push in. I think they'll do just fine, especially because Brig needs to brawl. If they can't manage to touch anyone in that group with that Brig's going to get 0 value.
So yeah, interesting. You know what?
Oh, there's the
We've been
switch.
burnt before. Don't talk about attack before they actually roll out.
Unlucky, man. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right. Opting for a pharmacy of their own.
Yeah, and it looks like there's going to be the off angle or flank from Helios here.
Flankacy. Now I'm combining too many words there. So a lot of pressure. Oh, a lot of pressure onto Euthanizer here. Gets halted out of position. Gets an accretion thrown their direction. And Stragglenuts though able to pick off beast mode. The trade comes through from Apop. So the resurrection is there. In the meantime, Helios is able to use that to move on slowly onto the point. Oh, a lot of damage coming down. Stragglenuts goes down again. Beast mode is resurrected up as well, so the kill's a little bit in favor of Helios here. TG Virus a little bit split up on the point in that wall. Govan somehow able to keep alive in that little house. Immortality Field doing a great job there. And Photosynth over the top with the barrage, assisted by Sanguinary as well. So the Coalescence not quite able to get anything done. So trade's going either way on the point, but it looks like Helios will have the advantage. Sanguinary goes down as well. Really good job by the pharmacy there.
And Stragglenuts looks like he's about to get staggered too, unless he can manage to get out of there.
Run away, old man.
He locked the legs, dude. He's got to get out. And you guys are actually right there at the end of the fight. Great shield dancing. You would think they were a Moira main, or not Moira, an Arista main there.
Objective B.
Their shield dancing was real great. Honestly, I would chalk that one up to a lack of quick rotation from Straggle Nuts. But now that he's lost the legs, he shouldn't have any trouble moving where the rest of his team is in just a jiffy. So quick.
Okay, Straggle Nuts opening up, trying to take down Zombre. Utilizer gets beast mode out of the air. And there's a trade there onto Delta though. A-Pop and Muse though coming up with kills. The kills definitely going the way of Helios here. The Valkyrie invested from Utilizer just to try and keep Straggle Nuts alive on the high ground. Able to kill off Zombre, but the kills unfortunately in favor of Helios. They're looking to set a blisteringly fast time here. Delta 40 trying to get back, not able to touch. 5.5. Oh, okay, finished with 4.5 minutes in the time bank, but boosted to 5.5 minutes for Helios.
That body block though.
Oh yeah. Helios really put the pedal to the metal there. Really just going so quick from point to point and just dealing with anyone who gets out of position immediately.
Yeah, and great focus, particularly on the first point onto Struggle Nuts. We saw them go down straight away. The res invested and then killed again. With that, if you've got your support line, your tank line, investing so much into keeping that Bastion alive, the rest of your team is just going to be easy pickings, as we saw.
Exactly. And what I've been saying from the start, man, Helios, as soon as that first round on Li Zhang was over and they had lost that first round, they started shot calling and they started listening, more importantly. And they just started, calling targets. They started calling when to save ultimates. And we haven't seen as great of an ult economy, actually, this game from either side. It looks like they've been burning through them. But that is also the nature of 2CP, right? It's everyone press Q at the same time. Yes, we got the point. Do it again.
There we go. We see, sorry. We see another bunker composition coming out from Helios. It worked well for them the first time. Oh, that's right. They defended a full 2 minutes. So TG Virus, with their work cut out for them here, need to have a much better attack this time around.
It looks like Utilizer is going to lock the Lucio, so hopefully they will just speed right through to the point where they need to be. Maybe underneath is the move.
Maybe, or Straggle Nuts. Again, so Straggle Nuts did put the Junkrat flanks to great use last time. They do force the rotation, which they are. Straggle Nuts could be a big surprise in the back line here. Beast Mode actually knocked down. There you go, the concussion mine knocks a few members of the defense around. Utilizer, okay. Utilizer again, 1v1's Beast Mode. I'm loving what this Lucio is doing. Gobang gets in, gets stunned, is just being healed up. Great work from the support line of TG Virus to keep the tank line alive here. As Zombre goes down as well, that's the Mercy out of play. Oh, stepped in a bear trap. Not what you want to be as a doctor. No real experience hunting, I guess. A-Pop just stalling out here. I think TG Virus will cap this point. They're just burning off as much of the time bank as they can.
Yeah, TG Virus, see, they played fast, they just went straight for him. And Helios couldn't react in time. They hadn't seen this since, the first round. And so
really, I was going to say really smart from Struggle Nuts too, anticipating that rotation, getting in the back line with the concussion mine, knock them straight out of position. You can't get your Bastion set up. That's that fight over.
Really great plays there. And it looks like they're just going to speed right into the enemy team again, too.
Oh, great Earth Shatter. Knocks down 2 on the point. Actually, Muse is frozen, stunned. I can't tell at this point. Amplification Mage just goes down. Muse gets cut down straight away. Zombre goes low. Unfortunately, the support's just stuck on the high ground, just trying to even touch the point here. There's not much progress being made at the moment. As I say that, okay, progress will come through. We will see a winner at the end of this next round. Oh, actually, maybe not if both teams cut the point. A great attack from the side of TG Virus. The Riptide comes out for Struggle Nuts, gets killed in the middle of it. The tie is still there, though, just looking for someone to take on. Just, I think, keeping the defenders in their spawn. Oh, nothing coming from that. As the wall stops right, as Zombre forced to use the Valkyrie just to get onto the point. The Blizzard as well, keeping those dead bodies frozen, keeping it like a morgue here on an already snowy map. Zombre is using the Valkyrie just to keep overtime burning at this point. A-Pop not able to touch the point. The Valkyrie runs out for Zombre. The finesse is back. The wall's there again. The supercharge not going to get anything done. That wall's in the way. Muse, you're too big to fit through that gap. And the point will be capped again by TG Virus.
Holy cow. You gotta admire Helios for that, though. They never gave up until that last second. And things were not looking good in their favor. When they had when TG was 4 on point and they were staggering in 1v1 or 1 by 1. You know, it's impressive that they kept going for it, and you know they honestly did make an impact. I remember them seeing them get 1 or 2 picks there at the end. It's unfortunate that they didn't have just a second more time to get more people on the point.
Yeah, and great use of the walls there from was it photosynth on the May this time?
Yeah, it was photosynth last round.
Yeah, so the wall came up a couple of times in that last fight, and at first they stopped Ryder getting in, and the second time they're able to stop Muse getting in as well. I think that's what got them the progress in the first place, and then finish off the cap.
Right, so with a 9-second lead on that first round, they were able to take both points. That's another redemption story, man. TG really popped off in that last round. So we'll have to see how they hold up against the massive Chad 5-minute 37-second bang that Helios has got saved up.
And it looks like they're bringing out the pocket pick here. They didn't want to reveal it too early just in case Helios had a counter to it, but Straggle Nuts will be on the Ash this time. Definitely anticipating a pharmacy coming out.
And the same flank from Helios too.
Oh, Straggle Nuts opening up with the beast mode, just throwing the dynamite in as well. Finesse going very low. Utilizer here looking to try and get the first pick as both the tanks from Helios go very low. Riot is there though, keeping them alive. Of course, has to do all the job of the healing on the ground with Zombre in the air supporting beast mode. It's okay, the rotation comes around. Helios the first onto the point. Although Struggle Nuts gets the better of beast mode there. Taken down with a great headshot. But, oh, okay, Zombre gets the resurrection, but unfortunately, Rioter goes down at the same time. Zombre down as well. Oh, they're able to pick up Govan in the middle of that. So Helios, they are forced back. They will have a slight opportunity here, though, before the main tank from TG gets back.
It's looking like Helios is going to have some ultimates for this next fight. They will have Coalescence on the side of TG Virus, but it looks like Helios will probably even end up getting Supercharger, Barrage, and their Coalescence. And since their Coalescence will likely come out second, it's very favorable for Helios right now.
And of course, they've got the 4 minutes anyway. They can just wait for all their ultimates to come up and keep burning them out of TG Virus. As I said, the Delta has to use that Coalescence first just to keep the team alive. Unfortunately, it's not enough. Struggle Nuts going down to a great Icicle from APOP. Fortunately, it's a 5v6 on the point. Now Govan gets frozen and cut down again. The Supercharger from Muse is there as well. Looks like this. Oh, a great hold. This cleanup will be very easy for Helios. They will capture point A, and they'll have almost 4 minutes, just over 4 minutes to have a go at point B.
Just really great target priority and shot calling over on the side of Helios led them to being able to get the first pick. And now look at those ultimates, man. They're gonna have almost all of them. Almost all of them. We're looking at maybe a beat from Utilizer on TG's side for the second push, but he's gonna really have to farm that ult if he wants to survive the onslaught of Qs that is about to hit TG.
You know who is gonna be in this fight though? Bob.
Oh yeah.
Bob is the best character in this game, and we'll see where Straggle chooses to unleash him. On a flank, oh no, just up the top, sorry. Oh, Beast Mode and Zombre getting in the back line here. Photo has spotted them out, uses the Ice Wall to get on the high ground to challenge them. Smart play there. Beast Mode though unleashes the barrage, eliminates 2. That's Bob off the field already. Exsanguinary down as well. The Blizzard, the counter Blizzard comes out from TG Virus just to keep Helios away. They get Finesse frozen, but they're not able to get any follow-up. In the meantime, we see Helios coming up with the kills here. Oh, there you go. Bob's on the point. Zarya bubble to keep him alive. Not quite able to get any kills, though. Too many shields in the way, unfortunately. All the kills going away of Helios. They are dominating here on point B on Volsky. Govan comes in, gets frozen. Oh, that poor hamster. Being kept alive by, oh, not quite kept alive by the Coalescence. Delta comes in, gets killed as well. Photosynth cut down. Supercharger taking out pride of place in that point. Capture progress building up. Oh, it's Sanguinary just waiting the last second to come in. Uses that bubble to great effect. Able to get on there. Gets cut down straight away. Struggle Nuts in there as well. Using that Wraith form, which just stalls here from TG Virus. Govan comes in on the Winston of all things. Not how sure long you're going to last. And there you go, another barrage to finish off the fight from Beast Mode. Helios will capture again with 2 minutes 24 in the time bank, and they will get another attack.
Score.
Beast mode was just tired of all that stalling. But now, with that massive time bank still, it looks like the match is favoring Helios. The worst case
Initiating
scenario
match.
for Helios is a draw right now.
And frankly, I don't know. I know a draw is obviously better than a loss for TG Virus, but I feel like if they get to the point where they do hold off and they get a draw, it'll be, 20 minutes of this map and you end it with, oh, it's just a draw.
The most disheartening thing you see in Overwatch.
It's like, yay, we held. Oh, that's
Ready
right,
for
we were
battle.
holding for the draw. Oh, it's just,
Oh, we
you
didn't even
forget
win.
sometimes.
Right. And it looks like we're going to see Stragglenuts already on the Bastion. So it looks like they're going to try that again because their last defense didn't work super well when they weren't playing Bastion into it.
And you've got to. You've only got 33% of point A to protect, and that's it.
Right.
You've really got to hold it or lose it. If they win the fight on against your best bunking opposition, well, it's not going to matter. You're not going to get another chance to defend. So it's all in here for TJ Virus.
So the biggest question I have
5,
is,
4,
will Stragglenuts
3,
rotate
2,
on time or in
1.
time? Will he realize what's going on and move fast enough for the team to be able to be with him and for him to be with the team and just not die? Because a lot of times he's getting caught out on that. He's not noticing that his team's or that his tanks are done.
And we'll see how Beast Mode chooses to take this now as well. Just rotating around the outside. There you go. We've already seen a slight rotation here from TG Virus, moving more towards that room where the big health back is. So they will have to contest the point. Looks like Muse and A-Pop already there, hiding in that room, using that wall for cover. So TG Virus stuck in between a rock and a hard place here. They want to keep the bunker up, but they are forced to challenge on the point. Oh, and Stragglenuts goes down. The Immortality Field burnt down straight away. Helios on the point. They're gonna build it up. I don't think TG Virus gonna be able to. No. And so Helios going to match point here, on the verge of taking out this grand final.
Oh, wow. Okay. That was stressful to watch, man. Looking at, okay, so the Bastion play actually wasn't awful, but it just looked confused, but like the entire team seemed like they weren't sure where to go once they were there. The Pharah came around back to try to shoot from an off angle behind the shield, and the Bastion wasn't sure, do I move closer to the shield? Do I look at Pharah and shoot her? Do I trust my healers not to let me die? And it was just a whole mix of things. So if there's one thing I've noticed Helios being really good at so far tonight, it's been really like putting pressure on one particular character from multiple angles. And that might honestly just be due to how good they are at Pharmacy.
Yeah, and it's very difficult for teams, especially if you haven't got much to counter that Pharmacy. If you're not really running a composition dedicated to countering a Pharmacy, that great Pharmacy that Helios has got, he's just gonna walk all over you. And I feel for TG Virus, they were put between a rock and a hard place there. They had to contest the point. So yeah, Stragglenuts probably torn. Yeah, like you said, Stragglenuts definitely torn. Who do I shoot at, and also where do I sit? I know I need to be on the point to contest. We need to have presence there, but I'm safer inside the room. But so.
Right.
Not much TG Virus could do there. That was really going to go. As soon as we saw 2 minutes on the time bank, Helios could just walk over them with 6 ultimates if they really wanted them to. If anything, they've done TG Virus a favor. Got Volskaya done, and it looks like we'll be moving on to King's Row.
Oh man, this is the best map in the game. Don't at me. I think that honestly, last game it was well played by both sides. It was so hard for TG to do anything on that last point. Even if they did know what they were going to do, it was a question of would it be effective enough given the current composition that they had. And I don't think their second DPS was enough pressure for the Pharah, because if they just all had looked at the Pharah for maybe 5 to 7 seconds, I think that threat could have been dealt with, and they would have been forced to switch off of their ace in the hole, or Helios would have been forced to switch off. That would have been great value for them.
Well, we'll see if they're able to deal with Beast Mode here on King's Row. Of course, you do definitely see a Pharah a lot on this map, so no reprieve, I don't think, going to be granted from TG Virus. However, One of the classic, if not the most classic, Ryan Zarya maps.
Right,
So they will, yeah, well, they will be able to put that to good use.
I hope we get to see a lot of brawling this game. I love to see a good old Reaper in your face, Reinhardt smacking people around, Lucio speeding in and out. That stuff's exciting. That's the greatest play. And
You know what? They can just. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna mention, I think that also, yeah, you see a lot of far on this map because there's a lot of like corners you can take that are vertical. So you don't have to worry about getting hit even when you're super high in the sky. But there's also lots of great sniper lanes and angles. And so it's very possible we could even see like a double sniper coming out of DG. Maybe, or maybe like an Ash Widow to try to deal with the pharmacy. Something like that.
Just thinking we could see, yeah, or yeah. Or just straight up play the Widow Farah. You know, as beast mode you've got to contend with. It'll be probably struggle nuts flying around trying to kill you, and then you've also got to be wary of photosynth that you know you're trying to avoid the enemy Farah. You run straight into that Widow sightlines.
Right. And
Definitely a few combinations they can pull off to make beast mode's life harder.
It'll also be interesting if they do decide to run Ryan Zarya. Let me start over. So Helios Chroma, you know, they do the pharmacy thing. They haven't run a lot of Ryan Zarya yet, but this is again a classic Ryan Zarya map. Not that the other tanks aren't like playable, but Ryan Zarya gets a ton of value on this map. So it'll be interesting because if they do decide to run Ryan Zarya, I feel like they may be losing a lot of value if they do run pharmacy as well, because they'll only have a Lucio on the ground, which means less heals for the Pharah. Because if you run Ryan Zarya without Lucio, I mean, it's just not good, right? You have to go fast. You have to hit gas, and listen to Eurobeat and just go.
Yeah, and you know what? They could, as you said before, they could practice for the upcoming patch a little bit here. If shields are going to be weaker than they are, then you need to be more focused on using them tactically rather than just sitting behind them. So you know what? Practice that. Just run in without shielding. If you go van, you're playing at Reinhardt. Just usually as a Reinhardt, you have to pretend charge is an ability, is not an ability rather. Maybe pretend your shield is an ability. You've swapped your right click over from shield to charge.
Oh no. Yeah, but no, you have a really great point, especially on this first choke. It looks like we're going to have, so TG is on attack this time around. So getting through that choke, maybe charge is the move. It just really depends on where the other team's going to be sitting, if they're going to be running a Bastion, and
they're running an Orisa, and you just charge into a fortified Orisa.
Man, that sounds painful. They're actually 8-Pop going to be on Hanzo this time around. What an interesting pick. So they're actually going to be running spam or double projectile here.
30 seconds.
Definitely an interesting choice, but of course Hanzo, lots of high ground here for the Hanzo as well. Able to climb all those little walls, so if you can get behind. Perhaps if you're expecting the Reinhardt to come out, you know that Reinhardt can only face one way at a time. So if you've got that shield up, you can just walk in behind and throw a few arrows, throw a storm arrow into his back.
5,
Right.
4,
Yeah, Hanzo gets a ton of value on this map, especially with all of the vertical things going on where you can just hop between buildings or platforms.
Straggle starts on the Widow, gets very low then, inside spawn.
The instant switch from Straggle. He's straggling right now, dude. Having a really rough time.
And Photosynth could be in a bit of trouble here, given there's no sunlight. He has to use all that energy reserved on the previous maps to make an impact. As Eutanizer is the one that goes down very low. Actually, both supports going very low, but able to stay alive. As I say that, Delta is the first to die. Beast Mode just raining in the damage here. Oh, straight onto Govan's head as well. That's a lot of support and tank presence cut out from TG Eutanizer. TG Virus, as Eutanizer is cut down. Sanguinary. Ooh, not going to escape.
Oh man, rough for Sanguinary too. He was high charge. He was ready to go into that next fight if he could have made it out. I think that, honestly, I think that.
Oh dear Lord, the Widows on TG Virus not having a good day, sitting in spawn.
right? I think that if Delta can play around corners more and play in just a safer position, I get they're rotating a lot, but if Delta can play at a safer position, they're gonna get much more healing output, I think, or healing value than than Helios will be. But Delta keeps getting picked early fight.
Yeah, Utilize are going like Photosynth now in a good position to keep that pharmacy hemmed into the corner. But as TG Virus is playing on the point, it's not really going to matter because they can just hide behind, throwing the rock. A-Pop will invest the dragons as well. Utilize will finally go down there. Govan with a great Earth Shatter, cuts down 2. Unfortunately, not able to finish those top, but Struggle Nuts of all places, the Landfarer, able to pick off the pharmacy out of the sky. And this could be the opening that TG Virus need to take point A. Yeah, they will clean up the point. And they will start making progress. We'll see if Helios can come back in and contest.
Amazing. And the healing output from Delta 40 is really great that round. And you know, it's only great because he stayed up. And when he stayed up, they won the fight. So like maybe we'll see a reoccurring theme here. Maybe if the Moira's alive, they'll actually take the fight because they're playing a lot faster this game.
I'm restored.
And
Support
we know
101 there.
Yeah.
Stay alive.
Stay alive, heal a lot. You know, you'd
This will heal
be
you.
surprised how much of a difference that makes on ladder between 2K and 4K, just staying alive.
It reminds me of playing MMOs with the DPS motto where you don't do any DPS if you're dead.
Repairing the damage.
So, you know, you can stand in the red circle, but you're not going to win the DPS ladder. You're not going to win the DPS output in this fight.
Right.
Anyway,
Get into position.
Euthanasia first to fall in that fight. A-Pop popping off a headshot onto Sanguinary there as well. Riptide for oh, there you go. I won't say headshot for the Riptide, but A-Pop, bloody hell, popping off. Eliminated half of the attack there, and that cart will be stalled out in front of the bookshop.
Dude, he A-popped off this. He's insane. He like, it's incredible how much value this Hanzo is getting just by spamming in a corridor. And I honestly think that all he needs to do is play shield.
Oh, there you go. The dragon comes in. TG Virus able to get around that. The Graviton Surge invested. You see Helios stuck on the cart, but unfortunately no kills able to come through from that. Oh, the Earth Shatter comes in, not able to get any kills. Finesse with the Gravitic Flux. Picks up the tanks of TG Virus, slaps them down. Govan is killed in the follow-up. That Sandburr from Euthanizer not enough to save them there. And with the supercharge as well, Ray will get the beat down on a very wide-ranging Photosynth. Don't know where they were going. Struggle Nuts able to kill right there, but I think the Resurrection may be available. Or they're not even going to bother investing it.
A-Pop looking for some value in the spawn. Maybe he's just trying to build up ult charge, or maybe he's trying to add insult to injury there.
Hey, there you go. Struggle Nuts finally gets some revenge on A-Pop. We're just spamming that corpse.
I can't tell if that's disrespect or if he's trying to get kills, but either way, I like what he's doing.
That's preventing the res. I'm gonna say that's tactical.
Oh yes, absolutely. Tactical Junkrat.
Anything tactical with Junkrat, it's all just spam. Anyway, they'll make use of this. A-Pop is coming back. Okay, A-Pop is back now, but they've made use of it. They're able to make some space for this cart to start moving forward.
Alright, they're playing at the corner now. If Lucio can just get a good speed boost in, they can run him over. They can't move back.
Beast mode has that barrage built up that goes very low. They force a fall back. Looks like TG Virus just left Photosynth on the cart. Beast mode throws in, gets 2 kills straight off the barrage. Is cut down, but it doesn't matter. Sanguinary going down as well. Euthanizer here, probably the most bloodthirsty support in this game. Getting Killer Muse at the end, although it's not enough. TG Virus will be forced to fall back again.
And Euthanizer is bloodthirsty as all hell. That man is going in, getting kills, and saying, why do I have gold damage?
And gold killing blows at this point too.
And it's insane. Looks like they're gonna go right back at it. I think Govan's looking for the shatter, or to charge the shatter, and then drop the shatter.
You'll see if A-Pop uses, I was going to say, counters the shatter with the dragon, but throws it in preemptively. Gets cut down by Delta 42. The Coalescence better than a Kamehameha there, better than a dragon at this point. Earth Shatter goes down from Govan. Not able to get much from that, but Struggle Nuts throws in the tire. Gets 2 this time. It's not picked off by A-Pop as TG Virus pushes in and captures the second point here. They will move into point 3. No, only the Sand Barrier available, but point C is a respectable place to be on King's Road.
Ryan Zarya is getting so much value this time around. So much value. Just the ability to press W and Arisa's inability to press W in the current patch. It looks like they're really taking advantage of it.
Yeah, and we'll see. Helios wanted to stay on the pharmacy, even on this closed point C here. As Finesse throws in the Gravitic Flux, managed to pick up 3, but the Sound Breath Mutinizer cleverly counters that. Sanguinary goes very, very low. Did I just hear a bob on the field? I did hear a bob on the field. Unfortunately, hemmed in by the barriers there. Kovan protecting Bob. Gets killed in the meantime. There's a lot of resources devoted to the Bob. Not sure if that got much done for TG Virus. The Struggle Nut still on the point. Cops a rock to the face and gets killed instantly as well.
Looks like TG is going to try to get out here, which I think is honestly the right move.
Ooh, great barrier from Sanguinary. They keep Mutinizer alive. Oh, and as I say that, Beast Mode with the double kill. Off the back of that great supercharger there. This will be time burnt off the clock for Helios. By Helios.
They're doing the right thing, full grouping and spawn right now. Absolutely doing the right thing. Now they'll be able to make a full push.
And they've got that grab available to them as well. They have the Coalescence of an Earthshatter come into this fight. And not much. Oh, they had the Valkyrie available to them. From a support perspective. There you go. The Coalescence used at the start of the fight here, just to get TG Virus into position onto the cart. The Riddick Flux, Graviton Flux goes out, kills 2 instantly. The counter dragon there enables the res on the beast mode as well. Utilizer going down. Apop, as you said before, popping off a little bit there again. Beast mode gets cut down though. As actually we're burning down to overtime here. So the cart halfway through the 3rd point. Sanguinary is able to get the touch on. Uses that bubble to great effect that goes very low in the meantime. It's all hands on deck for both teams here. And Govan still has the Earthshatter available. Oh, a great Earthshatter. Hits 2. The beast mode from Barrage in the wrong order. Oh, and the great tie as well takes out Zombre in the not in the middle. Okay, just floating in the air. So this is a great start to the fight from TG Virus. They're just going to stroll this card in. Finesse not able to make any use of the Gravitic Flux, and TG Virus will finish in overtime. Great work by them.
What a great final push. Honestly, I was a little concerned for TG, looking at how they kept getting pulled back into the fight and getting picked off with about a minute, 50 seconds or so left on the clock. The fact that they were able to put their heads together, get back into the spawn, and make one last coordinated push, that's all they needed. And it really worked out well for them.
Yeah, it did. So we'll see if Helios, if TG Virus is able to pull off a good defense here. At best, really, what they want to do is ensure that Helios wins. Sorry, if Helios is going to finish, they want them to finish with less than a minute in the time bank. Of course, the best result will be stopping them anywhere on this map, which will be what keeps them in this series. Is Helios is on match point, and realistically, the win condition is as long as they finish this map with over a minute of the time bank, they'll be pretty much set to take out this this final.
Right. It all comes down to this for TG. If they wanna stay in and have that chance at redemption, that chance at the $75 prize pool, and just, you know, flexing that you won a rev season, you know, all they have to do is make sure that Helios does not get the push all the way, or that they can secure it in overtime points if need be. Looks like we're going to be seeing a Widow out of the spawn by Beast Mode. All right, we've been debated by this before, but we could see it. Could be an interesting way to play this out rather than going pharmacy.
Probably looking for Photosynth in the Widow, but you're not going to find them. They're just hiding up in that top corner overlooking the point. Looks like TG Virus is happy to let Helios take the initiative here. As we just see Helios come wrap around the stack. They've got a few people. Apop going around the back actually. Oh, look at has spotted that Photosynth. So Struggle Nut fortunately Shadow Steps into danger there. No kills on either team, but Beast Mode raining in rockets onto the tank line. Looks like TG Virus is very split up here. Yeah, Govan will be caught out. The Immortality Field not quite quick enough to save them. There's Photosynth getting in on the action there. Looks like a bit of SMG action for the Widow. Struggle Nuts gets a kill, but is killed straight away, and that kill is reversed. Riot to back up as well. Helios in a commanding position here on point 8. Doesn't look like TG Virus is going to get much effectiveness out of this point A defense. Helios, I think, yeah, Helios will be taking the point here.
That switch from APOP going over to I guess no, Beast Mode was on Widow. The switch to Pharmacy though even was really valuable coming from Helios, especially. I mean, we know how good they are with Pharmacy, but not only that, just being able to shut down Widow like quickly with Hanzo and then just using Pharah to mess with your abilities to make sure to really zone your enemies and just splash them. There's nothing they can do.
Oh, Sanguinary caught out there. Great accretion from Finesse. And this is very, very aggressive from Helios here. Who's stuck on the cart? Moira. Okay, Moira taking up regular Lucio duty. This is very aggressive from Helios.
Guys. Straggle nuts on the cart.
Oh, Rioter manages to fade away. Yay! Draco wins the 1v1. Oh, and a beat down too. That's... Oh... And hey, that did well. That forced Helios to come back to the cut. Finesse going down as well. No Gravitic Flux in this fight for them. Muse going down as well. It looks like the tanks going down. They're going to hold on to their ultimates at least. And TG Virus, off the back of a great play by Struggle Nuts, who's gone after Rioter again, will stabilize.
Man, now that seems more like BM than actually constructing play. That, right there at the spawn, going to take out the Moira a second time on Reaper. The question is, will Reaper get back fast enough to actually mitigate, you know, the fact that he's down now?
Oh, and APOP saying, no, we're not letting the Reaper get back. I'm going to kill your Moira straight away in this fight. And Govan, unfortunately, going down on the card as well. We'll see if TG Virus, they are going to hold on to their ultimates at least. So, you know what? BM or not, it did grant them a reprieve. It burnt them about 30 seconds to a minute off the time bank, so not a terrible idea in the end.
Yeah, Stragglenut's hiding with almost a Reaper ult. The other team seems to have no idea where he is, but they don't remember that he didn't die that fight. So this could be really good. Oh,
what a dragon. Able to cut down two straight away. Beast Mode following up as well. So Helios, after that little blip, coming straight out with the aggression. Beast Mode ensuring Struggle Nuts as plays no more funny buggers on the cart. It'll be an easy second point capture here for Helios.
The payload has reached the
We gotta admire though, Stragglenut didn't burn the ult for that objective, and that's gonna be really helpful for them in this next push. The ult economy's looking pretty even on both sides.
Both teams being really disciplined with their ults here. No one throwing an ultimate in any point B, I think. As I say, that Beast Mode rains down justice from above. Kills two. Govan, unfortunately, in the middle of that Earth Shatter, loses that. Struggle Nuts able to kill one on Beast Mode. Those anti-air shotguns somehow doing work. Struggle Nuts teleporting onto the cart using that Wraith form. We'll see if they choose. No. APOP says, no, not even going to let you think about using that Death Blossom.
There's a sonar arrow on the left doorway, so they know where they're coming out. The rock almost finding damage, man. They seem really well prepared.
Up to this Beyblade here, the Graviton Surge. Oh, Investor on the cart catches no one. Unfortunately, so we have to Struggle Nuts here with that Death Blossom as well. Muse able to cut down. Rioter gets a kill with the Coalescence. APOP picks up Struggle Nuts in the middle of that Death Blossom. No value there for the Reaper. Bob comes out. Hey, he gets bubbled, but unfortunately, he's shooting at the Orisa, which is going to be a very difficult target for Bob. Sanguinary goes down as well, just trying to get the life to save Bob. Dragons coming over the cart. So as Helios pushes forward now, the kills are definitely going their way. Just stalled from the side of TG Virus. And Coalescence and Intelligent just being a little annoying for the farmers in the air, though Zombre is able to get away with their life. And so, for all the work they did, Helios is still currently stalled out. Looks like TG Virus has completely managed to come back. Struggle Nuts wanting to take the fight to Beast Mode in the air. Photosynth finishes it off though. And Exsanguinary at the Diva comes out and gets some work done. Zombre goes down. Govan just swinging through Muse as well. At Reinhardt trying to build back up to the Earth Shatter, and that was a really, really great stall from TG Virus. They're able to fend off that attack.
It's not something you see often, for sure. TG, you gotta hand it to them. Again, their ult economy was actually fairly good so far. They just gotta be more careful, I think, on burning those ults, because it seems like Beast Mode's getting value every single time, whereas some of the DPS, it's just, you know, they're throwing their ultimates, but it's not at the ideal time to secure a kill.
Govan looking for a sneaky charge here. We'll see if they're able to make any work of it. As they come out. Oh, Fire Strike goes in. Beast Mode goes down at the start of that fight. Struggle Knights, really good job as the anti-air Junkrat. Picked up Beast Mode a couple of times, yeah. Oh, wow, another Coalescence of Delta 40 as well. Not using it, mainly using it as an attacking tool rather than defensive tool here. Classic DPS, Moira going for the gold medals.
Moira is playing Ult Farm Simulator right now.
And the massive wealth of ultimates on both sides. I'm expecting a very colourful fight to be upon us. Only a minute 30 left on the clock for Helios. All or nothing as the barrage goes in from Beast Mode, gets cut down. Sanguinary doing a really good job on this baby diva here. So Argonauts on the high ground, raining down those Junkrat grenades. Another bomb on the field. As the dragon comes in, oh, the Gravitic Flux lifts them out of the dragon. And maybe saves a couple lives, but in the end, the Gravitic Flux is enough damage to help them finish off Rioter. The DPS Moira this time able to finish off 2, including the Bob. And Helios pushing in the cart as we dip below a minute left in the time bank. And the stall here, the defense comes out. TJ Virus brings back the thing. Govan throws down the Earthshatter. Able to help with 2 kills off the back of that. Muse is back on the Wrecking Ball, just dancing around the cart. Unfortunately gets cut down. As Helios' time bank is counting down now. They have maybe one more attack available to them.
Wow, okay, that was really, really close on the side of TG Virus. They almost lost that there to the ball, actually, and to all of the ults that Helios was pushing. But I think Beast Mode panicked a little bit when he used that Pharah ult. He was a little tired of waiting, got a little afraid, and now that might actually cost him the round here.
Yeah, it's still 3 ultimates available from Virus. Delta 40, and yet again with another Coalescence. Struggle Nuts comes up big with the tire. Able to take down the counter Junkrat and APOP. Photosynth finish off Beast Mode as well. That's both the DPS out of the game. Oh, looks like Zombre's forced use the Valkyrie just to contest the cart. The Battle Mercy, though, not able to get much done. Gets killed by Govan. And the overtime rig burns down. TG Virus keeping themselves in this grand final. A great win here on Kings Row.
The absolute Mad Lads managed to take that back and say, no, we're not losing here. We're gonna take that 75. We're gonna beat you. We're gonna take the title. This is all ours. You know, we're done being bullied by your Hanzo. We're done being bullied by your Pharah. And they really just came back with such awesome team play here.
That was really well done from TG, especially those 2 last stall fights at the end. And you've got to wonder, is it a case of TG Virus feeling the pressure and stepping it up? And is there perhaps a little element of Helios? They're 3 up in the series. They're on Kings Row. They're just going to have a little fun, maybe taking their foot off the gas a little bit.
Yeah. Well, now that we're at map 5, did you think we'd make it this far? Do you think it would be pretty close?
After the first 2 or 3 maps, no, I didn't. Especially on especially after Junkertown, we saw that 3-0. Volskaya, I thought, given that TG Virus did end up losing that map, given that it went on so long, I thought maybe there'd be not so much momentum in Helios' favour, more you just played that whole long map and you think, oh god, well, they're on match point now. So I did not expect Kings Row to go that way, especially after that first round. We saw that massive time bank. Oh, so no, that wasn't Kings Row, sorry.
That was Volskaya.
No. So to answer your question, no, yes, that's Control.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I think you were right with the whole momentum thing you were talking about. You know, they were just on a roll and they had so much energy in them, and like I know that sounds kind of like Pepega, but you think about when people are hyped as all heck and they're in the zone, they feel that state of flow kind of going through them. You know, you really do get momentum when you are rolling people, and TG managed to kind of catch them a little bit on Volskaya, and then on Kings Row they were finally able to turn it around. And I think if TG can keep that push going, get that energy set straight, and really do really well in this next map against them, I think it might be heavily in TG's favor to win the next couple maps. Yeah, and of course I think this is going to be Helios' first map pick in the series as well. And I'm just looking at the stats right now. TG Virus, over the course of the regular season and the finals, their control record is actually very good. They're sitting on 5 wins, 1 loss. So
this is definitely a map type that TG Virus is very good at.
Right. It'll be interesting to see what they pick, because if they pick Helios, they run the risk of running into that pharmacy again. Oasis, a similar thing probably, but if they pick Busan, they actually have a map that like is almost terrible for Pharah, right? And that's almost like a guaranteed win for them in their eyes, because they won't be able to run, you know, like they're ace in the hole kind of. Though Akebop has shown us that they do have a lot of value on other spam and projectile heroes.
I don't actually. I don't. If you're Helios, you probably don't want to pick a map that's not good for your ace in the hole.
Right.
And then just because I like looking at stats.
Sorry, I had the wrong.
That's all right.
Wrong institution.
So in the case of Helios, PG Virus actually 3-1 on Helios. Helios Chroma 0 and 2.
Cool.
So out
That'd
of
be
the
a good pick
maps,
for them, then.
out of the maps available, they're gonna have to pick really between Busan and Oasis, I think. Unless of course they don't care about map record because small sample size and whatnot.
Yeah. Do you think they're looking at stats right now? Do you think they know that
I doubt
TG is great at Helios? Because you know they might just think Helios will be fun.
Maybe they're waiting for the stream delay to catch up and they can get all the stats from us.
That's what they're waiting for.
Oh, actually, you're probably better placed to talk about this. As a team, do you look at other teams' map records when you go in there to play them, or do you more focus on what you're good at and what you're comfortable on?
I think it really depends on the level of team you're playing at and whether or not it's a scrim. If it's a scrim, you probably don't care about the other team's record at all, right?
That makes sense.
But if you're in tournament here and you're really trying, like if you're in the finals of a tournament, you're probably doing hardcore research on that team. You're probably trying to figure out exactly what they run, exactly what they have lost to, and how you can use what they've lost to kind of counter what they've run really well. So I don't know if either team's really done much studying on each other, but it would definitely be in their best interest, especially in the future, if they want to see what they're kind of dealing with and really just kind of exploit that based on the player's strengths and weaknesses.
Okay, and and I guess the other question that has got to be on both teams' mind is the toll a long series takes. We're at map 5 now, which you can get map 5s during the regular season, of course. You play the 4 maps, and if you're even, you have to go to map 5. But
Right.
if TG Virus win, we'll be going to map 6.
Oh
and,
man.
And while that's fantastic as a spectator, I mean, for the teams, how often would you even practice these longer series, or would like a long scrim session count as practice?
There's diminishing returns, right? Eventually, you're going to get to a point where you are no longer able to be productive or in a productive mindset to where you're actually learning and taking in information. So when you're scrimming, you have to be aware of how long am I going to put full focus into this to make sure that I'm playing as best I can. Because if you spend a bunch of time, if you're doing a double scrim block and you're not used to that, you're going to go to that second scrim, and your brain's going to be tired. You're not going to be productive. You're not going to be. You're honestly going to be making yourself worse. And honestly, I don't think either of these teams have put in the practice that much, right? Because I hate to say it, you don't really see double scrim blocks outside of the really, really high level. So
yeah, and that makes sense. Yeah, and given that if you don't play this long very often, so you don't play these long 7 mappers that often. So I guess it's a reasonable or logical decision. Yeah, we're not going to practice, but chances are the other team hasn't practiced it. It's just going to come down to how well you're able to hold on in that moment. But of course, if TG Virus brings it back, I feel like they might be a bit better placed, just because imagine the momentum you have. We could be looking at a reverse sweep here.
Right, and you don't see those very often anymore. Especially in Overwatch esports, that's such a rare occurrence. So it'd be really cool to see TG take this back and get to the point where at least it would be last map for both teams. It would be a really exciting game, especially because they have to have that energy, otherwise it's a throw.
And we have gone to Helios here, so TG Virus probably a little bit happy sitting there grinning, going, "Oh, they had no idea."
We'll have to see how Stragglenuts does on the Widow here, though. They have been shutting him down over on Helios very quickly, with a lack of like support from the rest of his team when he's getting focused on. But then again, also consider, you know, there's so much high ground and so much cover on this map. Straggle's Widow might actually pop off real hard this game.
Of course, Photosynth has the sun available. This is lovely, sunny Greek idyllic place. The A-pop on the mains, beast mode on the Hanzo for Helios this time as well.
Interesting switch for A-pop and beast mode. We have seen A-pop on the main before. Very, very strong. Looks like Straggle's getting the pocket as well.
Oh, beast mode gets the first kill in the sniper duel here. Photosynth going down, turning out the lights there as Helios takes up first position on the point and first capture as well. No real contest there by TG Virus, unfortunately.
That first pick really hit him. Photosynth was a little too busy sucking up that light. We get it, he's got to power up. But, you know, being out in the open like that, it's gonna hurt. Especially when Helios is so quick to capitalize on positioning.
Maybe a solar beam type scenario there. You got to spend one turn charging, then you can unleash it. We'll have to wait for the next round here.
It's actually his ultimate. The longer he stands outside, the closer he gets to Bob.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, don't change off. You ruined the moment. Anyway, Photosynth going across. Okay, both DPS changing here onto the. Actually, have they all changed? I think everyone except Delta's changed. Okay, so yeah, giving away a bit more percentage to Helios, already up to 50%, and there you go, the Ant Matrix gets walled off as Kovan, a fantastic fire strike cuts off too, thanks to the Ant Matrix. Utilizer getting in the back line as well, wanting in on that action, doesn't want Kovan to have all the fun here. But there you go, there's that hammer swinging through that you wanted to see. Stragglenuts finishing off Fuse there as well. Who needs a shield? I've got a giant hammer that somehow throws fire.
I can only imagine what Govan was thinking, man. He hit them like an actual car, like an actual van, dude. And as soon as he got that double fire strike, he must have been screaming, go, go, go at the top of his lungs. Make sure they ran over the rest of the team. And it worked for him. They capped the point. Helios at 73%, but I don't know if that'll be enough for them, considering that Govan is popping off right now, and he is ready to just stomp on the other team.
Yep. Just to clarify for chat, yes, whoever said in chat this is a first to 4 is correct. Yeah, I'm playing 7, yeah, essentially best of 7, but 4 wins. Anyway, as we come in, a full bank of ultimates for Helios here. Govan's going to have to come up monstrously big with this Earth Shatter as there's Sound Barrier invested by Zombre just to get them onto the point. The Dragon comes out as well with the Immortality Field, keeping most of TG Virus alive. Unfortunately, Govan going down. The Earth Shatter not being used. Jugglenuts with a tire, taking out Zombre at the start of the fight. But most of the kills going the way of Helios as Rioter throws in the Coalescence as well. Photosynth will be cut down, and the point will be flipped back at around 50% for TG Virus.
If I'm TG right now, I'm thinking about how can I possibly force someone to die? There's been so many times where they've actually zoned a player, but they haven't been able to secure that kill because either there's a player backing them up or they're just able to reposition. And I think as TG, it must be the most frustrating thing right now, just to find the kill that is actually secure, that they can actually bring down.
And again, lots of ultimates available here. A-Pop starts off with the Blizzard. Oh, takes down the Immortality Field as well. Smart play from the Mei there. Govan's frozen, but being well healed by Utilizer here. The Sandbray keeping them alive as well. Uses Supercharger, perhaps a bit misplaced. Not getting much work done there. And pooped off the point as well. Able to get healed up a little bit, but just a bit of stall now from the last 2 remaining members of Helios. As overtime kicks in, though, TG Virus will flip it back at 54%. They have to hold on here.
Ult economy looking really great for TG as well, especially considering they've got 2 tank ults right now, 2 of the strongest ultimates in the game. If they can use those and not drop them at the same time, honestly, this may be won already in TG's favor.
Yes, they will, and we see Beast Mode now onto the Pharah. So off the Hanzo onto the Pharah. So if Strugglenut's able to effectively deal with the Pharah in the sky as they were on King's Rose, Govan swings through A-Pop. Nice easy kill there. Immortality Field as well. It's burnt down immediately. Never mind, it didn't exist. There you go, Strugglenut's able to deal with the Pharah. And Govan with the Mercy as well. Two heroes you don't normally see trying to kill a pharmacy. As the capture progress builds up to 90%, Helios in a bit of dire straits here. As Rioter uses the Coalescence just to get on the point. And is not going to touch. Okay, TG Virus taking a 99 to 99 ruins.
Score.
What really well done on TG's part. Their ult economy, their how they spent their ults was really well done on that map. And I'm not sure if it's a mindset thing. I don't know if it's because photosynth is exposed to the sun, but they're really doing better at making sure that Helios burns their ultimates before they do, because that's what I keep seeing the fights come down to, right? It's who's got tank ult, who's got support ult. And it'll be interesting to see if Helios can come back here with the pharmacy, because I know pharmacy is super strong on this map.
5, 4.
So yeah, we'll just have to wait this one out and see. Photosynth staying on the Mei as well. Photosynth was able to secure so many kills there. Right after I talked about them not being able to secure them, Photosynth just said, okay, here you go. Here's all of the kills. I'm freezing everyone.
Let's get you back.
Bloody casters, I'll show them. You reverse caster cursed, caster blessed. Oh, Govan gets hooked, doesn't quite go in the well, but A-Pop does in the ice block. Great work from Utilizer there, getting on the kill feed again. Oh, that's a very interesting start to that fight. Utilizer as well picks up Muse. Bloody hell, this Lucio is going haywire. Absolutely no mercy from TG Virus here, and that's because they're not running one as well. And it looks like the first point capture will go the way of TG Virus. No, Finesse is having something to say about that. There you go, Utilizer again. What? Punches Rioter to death. Oh, nah, no boot for you. Govan able to stay on the point. Stragglenuts goes down. Rioter resurrected now. So Helios coming back. Didn't manage it. Govan unfortunately just stalling on the point, getting harassed down by beast moders. Almost at this barrage as well. Now the point capture flips the way of Helios, but the reinforcing TG Virus getting back now. Utilizer getting in the backline, trying to look for more bloops. I think Helios saying, you've had your fill, mate. Finesse able to pick off Sanguinary. The amplification matrix comes out as the kills going the way of TG Virus, though. They step off the point ever so briefly, and Helios is able to capture. And I think with that help of the amplification matrix, Rioter is able to finish off this, and Helios will stabilize finally.
Very well played by Helios. It was extremely slow play, but it was the right move. Watching them back off the point when they realized they were down one, right at the very beginning of the game, and just waiting for that possible recontest, because TG wasn't able to actually secure the point. They were able to get so much more value by just waiting for the teammate to come back and then take a second fight before the point was capped.
Damage increase.
Indeed they were, and look at their ultimate economy now. They have 5 ultimates. Of course, they've already used the Baptiste Amp Matrix as well, so really, they've already had 6 ultimates, and before that the fight was there. Anyway, Stragglenuts all gets lifted up in the middle of the Deadeye. No benefit from the Amp Matrix thanks to that wall, and Helios is able to kite it back. Oh! So Zombre getting killed in the middle of the Valkyrie as well, as the point flips back towards TG Virus. So the Deadeye making great room there. Bob goes in. Fortunately gets frozen, is going to get blown up by Finesse here. Lots of finesse use with that scrap gun, I suppose. Getting up point blank, you're not going to miss. Oh, and a great hook onto Sanguinary. Unfortunately, fortunately for them, sorry, is able to fly away in the middle of that. Govan and Stragglenuts go down as well. The Amp Matrix comes out from Helios, and they are in a great position. Finesse opens up with the Hog, pushes Utilizer away, who is cut down in the back line. The point will flip back over to Helios as they cross the 50% mark.
TG is all sorts of split up right now, and I think that's something that consistently happens when they're playing into pharmacy as well, is that they're trying to get out of the pharmacy's sight lines, but at the same time the pharmacy's, you know, it's targeting certain players, so it's going to rotate, and someone's going to get caught out every time. Meanwhile, there's literally 5 other players on the ground pressuring TG. If they don't do something about that pharmacy, I don't know if they're going to be able to push onto the point again.
Speaking of doing things for the pharmacy, they've now got Stragglenuts and the Widowmaker as well, who's just trying to find the pharmacy. Grapple shot doesn't get him done. Oh, great block on the self-destruct. Denies anything from that as it's dropped into the pit. TG Virus has moved on to the point. Oh, and A-Pop getting photosynth. The Rioter of all people picking up Stragglenuts as well. The barrage from Beast Mode goes in, takes out the immortality field, but they are cut down the middle of it. but the numbers here favour Helios as they push up past 96%. TG Virus has to be touching the point. They're going to have to go in with what they've got. Sound barrier from Utilizer here to keep them alive. Oh, almost gets the boot, but Finesse dies before it's out. Amp Matrix out of both sides. Both sides looking through a window. This window shopping here, really, and Delta 40 is the one buying all the goods. Able to get 2 kills in the middle of that fight. Muse, gets resurrected just to go for a swim in the pit. Utilizer pushing people into that well. And the point is flipped back to TG Virus.
Support players really coming in clutch this game. Utilizer and Delta, some excellent play from them. Just both spending all that time fragging. They said quad DPS isn't dead. We can still lock 4, and they decided to just kill everyone and everything. These are the 2 most bloodthirsty DPS I've seen.
And they're doing it without a Zen. I guess historically more likely bloodthirsty DPS. I mean, you saw what people like Jonak and Boombox have done on that character. Well, looks like that Delta and Utilizer are making a case for, particularly for Lucio at this point. Anyways, Govan is frozen, uses the Fortify to get away from it though. There's no Fortify available for Blizzard, and Muse just runs through and chews them down with that fusion driver. Kills half the team. Great combination play there. Helios will flip the point back, and I'm not sure if Xanguino can even touch the point trigger overtime. Okay, they're able to do that. I don't think anyone else is anywhere near close to touch. Helios will even us up here on Helios.
Holy cow. Okay, Utilizer with the 360 there. Well played. Okay, so
1-1.
this is crazy. If you're TG right now, you're thinking, again, this is the same scenario as King's Row, where if you let them have this next point, it's over. This game is over. The championship is over. It's like you have to come together, you have to pull through, and you have to do something about the amount of zoning that Helios is doing. Finesse is grabbing everything from players to Diva Bomb. You have Apop just constantly walling, constantly freezing. You have Beast Mode just booping people around. All the I guess repositioning of players via the other team is a lot for TG to handle, and it looks like also that Diva might be getting a little bit of a lack of value here as well, just because what is Diva blocking at this point aside from spam?
Or perhaps waiting for the whole Hulk that up when he pushed off the side. So Hulk just running one character just for the turret against the ultimate. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Yeah, like you said, I'm not really sure how much value they're going to get from that. In any case, TG Virus use their look. In fact, they have a Lucio to get on the point to begin with. That's a good start. They're going to force Helios to take the fight to them. Now the Diva might come into a bit of its own here. We can absorb all the rockets from Beast Mode. As I say, that Finesse goes down. Beast Mode's already up to 76% on the barrage. We could see a very quick barrage in this back window. Dragonut's forced to retreat and pick up health. As the rest of TG Virus, yes, able to pick off Muse. They will consolidate onto the point as Helios pulls back just a little bit, give them a little breathing room.
Similarly to that the very first point they played, they were able to rush the point and secure it before Helios, and I think that may happen again here.
Yeah, although we see a lot of ultimates online for Helios, both the support ultimates from TG Virus to counter that. The barrage was that Beast Mode might drop in over the top. The barrage comes out, it's huge! 3 kills off the back of that. Muse gets in on the action as well. And this point will be very quickly flipped back the way of Helios. Great barrage there.
Beast Mode always finding value with the barrage. I'm not sure how he does it. The man is insane. You've got to be paying attention to so many things. You've got to be watching the positioning of the enemy healers. You've got to be watching the Diva even, because the Diva's trying to eat that the entire time.
Yeah, and you don't often see Pharahs get great value from a barrage. You see it maybe once or twice a match, but Beast Mode has consistently got that across the entire match. Oh, okay, as the supercharger comes out, the Deadeye is blocked by the wall. And it comes out, it's able to kill off Zombre. That's the pick you want to start the fight. They do lose Photosynth in the meantime. Sanguinary kills Finesse. Yeah, the kill's definitely going the way of TG Virus at this point. No Shadow Investor by Govan. Not sure if you needed to put that in right there. It would have been a good tool to hold on with, but they are able to recapture the point.
I'm thinking that Shatter might bite them in the ass in a little bit. I think that Shatter being spent by Govan is going to hurt their next fight by a lot, especially considering that there is a Mei with ultimate, and if they don't clean her up quickly, that is going to be trouble for TG.
Oh, Utilize, you cannot be getting picked off there, man.
Activating self-destruct sequence.
And there you go, the team of self-destruct goes in, able to pick up Riot, so that was a good use of the wall there. And there you go, so they lose Utilizer straight away, but they're able to come back very quickly with a few kills of their own. They'll stabilize and push up past 95%. It's all in rush now for Helios. The barrage! Oh, Utilizer goes down again! No, Zombre is picked up. Beast Mode kills themselves as well. Great recovery from TG Virus, able to get back to the point. And it looks like, unless APOC comes up big with this Blizzard here. Oh, it doesn't get eaten though. Okay, gets killed though. Only Finesse left on point. Looks like TG Virus will not use away, and they will take Helios and keep themselves in this series. Wow, the reverse sweep is on track here.
This is actually incredible. This is really, really great from TG, who had struggled so hard against that pharmacy, but being able to find value against it consistently, even with all of the wipes that Beastmaster is doing, like the synergy between TG players is coming out really clearly. You can see it especially with the Diva Bomb and the Mei wall there. That's something that's so rarely done. Especially at this level, it was really, really great to see that performed well to secure that hog pick. They might have honestly lost that game if they didn't do that.
Yeah, really, really great work. As we will move on to the escort maps now. So Helios faces something they haven't been faced with in this series yet, having to pick 2 maps in a row.
Oh man!
Yes, you won't see this. You won't see the 7th map in the stream. Unfortunately, we didn't prepare it. Not that we didn't expect it. Just
Yeah, it was my fault.
The score is currently 3.
We've been running with 5 maps for like, I don't know, like almost 2 years now. So I've never needed a 7-map scene, and I didn't prepare the 7-map scene because my brain was like 5 maps the entire time. So not a big deal. I'll just reset the. I'll just reset back to the 5 map, and we'll do the first map. Is gonna be the 6th map.
Alright, we're going to take a 5-minute break, because everyone, I think, needs to go to the toilet at this point. So we'll see you back here in... Oh, 5 minutes past the hour. welcome back, Overwatch fans. We have a great battle here today so far in the 3rd division. TG Virus, after going down 0 for 3 after the first 3 maps, are in the progress of a potential reverse sweep. As we try and figure out what's coming next. The next map will be Escort. We will be going to Havana.
Yeah, this is looking really positive for Helios. If this map is indeed Havana, did we secure that?
I believe, yeah, I think Sparkle's in charge of that team and map selection, so
Gotcha.
I would assume so.
So yeah, Helios has a really good track record with Bunker so far in this series and just throughout the season, and they have a really good track record with Escort. What's their score? Are they undefeated on Escort?
Almost. They've on Havana specifically, they are undefeated. They're 3-0. They have lost once on Junkertown, but that was in the only map they lost only time they lost Escort during the regular season. And as we saw today on Junkertown, Helios has not given up the first point on Escort in matches they won.
So they
are very good.
Their bunker is extremely valuable and viable, and they're just gonna probably run it into the ground here, just as much as they can on Havana. It looks like they're gonna be on attack first, and I can think we can expect a pirate ship from them.
I would definitely be expecting that on this map.
Yeah.
We'll see whether TG Virus wants to do the counter pirate ship. I'm getting mixed up. Helios is the one that did the defensive pirate ship, but we'll see. I think it'd be interesting to see. I expect we'll be seeing. I reckon we will definitely see Struggle Nuts on the Junkrat. Obviously, a good counter to the pirate ship. Photosynth, maybe Widowmaker, maybe the Sombra again. They're expecting the pirate ship to come out.
If I'm Straggle Nuts right now, I'm not thinking Widow. Well, I don't know. Maybe he is thinking that Widow is great here, but I don't think Widow's a super good pick, and I think they're gonna realize that just due to when they have run Widow, it's been easily shut down by Helios's just map knowledge. They're really great at shutting down Widow no matter what the angle taken is for Straggle Nuts. It looked like he flashed over Widow for just a moment.
I'll believe it when I see it.
It was a ghost. It was a ghost saying he should pick Widow. But I think they're considering it. I think he's thinking about, if I pick Widow here, are they gonna run pirate ship? Am I gonna be able to kill anything?
Well, Helios pull one out of the mixed bag of what the hell, and maybe run dive or something. They're thinking, okay, we can trick TG Virus into running double sniper comp to counter a bunker. Well, screw that. We'll go something that counters double sniper really well. You're on the attack. You've got the initiative there.
Right. It's like a big game of rock paper scissors for them as we look at things as. Oh man, and it looks like you were right. Actually, some sort of dive coming out from Helios here.
Although we're not seeing the bash on the side of TG Virus, so
in 30 seconds.
A little tip for Tat here. We are seeing Struggle on the Junkrat though. You know what? They've put that hero to great effect so far, particularly on Volskaya and King's Rose. So I like this pick.
You're getting excellent reads here too. It looks like they're probably gonna run dive here until the second point, and then they're going to switch off to bunker. Is my best guess.
I am going to enjoy the hell out of this map.
Well, they know this is their win. Well, not necessarily their only win condition, because they have another chance after this if they miss it.
I don't know if they've seen them. Oh, they go to engage really early. Struggle Nuts taking beast mode down straight away. The hack on an Exsanguinary is. Oh, okay. The counter hack onto Exsanguinary gonna force that Diva low. Kills. Oh, Zombre getting down as well. So really great start from TG Virus. I do not think either team was expecting what the other team did at the start of this map. As Kovan trying to 1v1 Rioter, and they will get the better of that fight.
Oh man, TG really pulling it together just for this first hold at the doorway, and that's looking real dangerous for Helios too.
Oh, Straggle, definitely avoiding that rock flying through the sky, going very low though, being down Yeah, Helios knows exactly who the playmaker on this attack defense, sorry, is going to be. Cuts down Stragglernut straight away. Ant Matrix comes out, doesn't quite get anything done. Govan gets frozen, able to get away with their life though. It's a really good hold. This cart has moved 4 meters. There you go, Govan, a really quick Earth Shatter built up, gets one down, but there's 2 shields in the way as well as an immortality field. Beast Mode gets killed though. Euthanizer showing exactly why they are the deadliest Lucio in this server right now. Photosynth, actually with the Blizzard as well. And that'll split up the members of Helios. Ooh, they're able to finish on A-Pop. The tank's isolated here outside as well. Euthanizer not letting any rest up there for the tanks. Muse is cut down. Finesse is frozen, will get cut down as well. Photosynth though, getting killed. A couple of kills there might force TG Virus to fall back as Beast Mode finishes that off. Great Deadeye there.
You gotta wonder if Beast Mode even needed the Deadeye there necessarily though, because Helios definitely had spawn advantage, so it's also possible they could have saved that for this coming fight, considering they will be trickling on the point.
At some point, you just have to say, I'm sick of this shit and finish off the fight.
That's very true, very true. It looks like they're all grouped up now anyway, so probably wouldn't have made a difference.
And ultimates are plenty for both teams, and okay, TG Virus going on the little wraparound up to the top floor. They've seen the supercharger, they're willing to raid it out, but of course, with Helios pushed up so far, TG Virus can just sit on the cart. The Gravitic Flux countered by the Sound Barrier. Euthanizer doing great work on this map. Struggle not to get the first kill on the Muse. Trade's going both ways, but it looks like it will favor TG Virus. As Govan gets stunned, Zelda 40's able to get away with the life. A-Pop, a little bit stuck on the high ground here. Hunted down by Struggle Nuts.
And still great ult economy on the side of TG. Oh, and it looks like Helios as well. They just blended in with the red. But actually, Helios is running double support ults right now, which could honestly just press Q to win them the fight.
Stragglernut's able to get away with their life there. Double shields already out from the attacking team. The wall goes up to Stragglernut's, the great Riptide. Oh, gets killed, but the total mayhem kills A-Pop as well. You've got to be very wary of that. Everything is deadly in Australia, even in death. Remember that well. As Ryder here, I think Photosynth. Okay, Ryder will get away.
And it looks like Photosynth will have Blizzard next fight. Govan with the Earth Shatter as well. If they can make sure to keep rotating their ultimates, not spend them all in one place, I think TG might actually have a first point hold here.
They've been really well. They've only invested one ultimate in each fight so far. Exsanguinary eats the Blizzard. That is denied, and the counter Blizzard comes out from Photosynth as well. The sun is truly shining on TG Virus here on Havana. As we go down below 10 seconds, the kills all going the way of the defending team here. Coalescence comes out from Rioter. Last ditch effort. They've got the Sound Barrier available with Sombre as well, but at this point it might just be a solo Sound Barrier as the self-destruct doesn't get anything because there is no one there to kill. Muse is back on the Wrecking Ball now, just the staggered heroes. The wall comes down. Finesse might get a charge in here. There you go, Beast Mode with the... okay, no, a full hold here for TG Virus. Wow.
We were joking about the Diva pick a little bit earlier, but man, that eat on the Blizzard was absolutely insane. I'm actually so shocked.
Exsanguinary playing the long game here with this Diva pick.
Oh, absolutely. And you know, if you're TG right now, you know that you don't have very far to push this at all. If you can get set up on the cart right away with a bunker, all you have to do is push up the corner and you've already won this game. That's insane for TG because that could potentially bring them to the final map of the 7-map series.
And of course, though, TG needs to be wary that Helios, their record during the entire season, they didn't give up a first point cap. Sorry, they only gave up a first point cap once.
Ready for battle.
So a great hold from TG Virus, but they've got to be a little bit wary. Helios has proved they have a very solid defense at times. And we saw that. We even saw that earlier in the series. Junkertown, they pushed the whole way this time, obviously, but they got the full hold. So I think this is going to be very, very close.
This is going to be insane. So it looks like Euthanizer still on the bloodthirsty Lucio. I hope to see him get lots of picks here. But it does look like It does look like Helios is actually going to be holding with the bunker this time because their bunker is very trustworthy. They have a really good track record with it. So we'll have to see if TG can actually come and break through this for the first time in the series.
And they're willing to keep beast mode on the McCree here.
Attackers incoming.
So, yeah, interesting choice by them. Not something you see every day, particularly the bunker.
I think
good
they're
against
a little bit afraid of TG thinking there's going to be a pharmacy and just shutting it down immediately because they don't want to lose the first point. They want to play with shield.
You're not really going to be countering any dive heroes either. Strugglenuts on the flank here. He's being hunted down by Finesse, able to get healed up though. As the cart is almost at the yellow box of victory. That wall will block off the Bastion. Just chew through those ice blocks. No one's dead yet. As I say, that Zombre goes very low. Strugglenuts, Sanguinary as well. The healer's doing a great job on both teams as well as the tank. That May wall is blocking off the Bastion. The Immortality field as well, keeping that defense alive. That's cut down. We'll see who see who draws first blood, and it's Sanguinary. That Bastion is down. Muse as well. This looks like TG Virus will just march through. The cart hits the yellow box of victory.
Victory.
Let's go, dude!
And we are in map 7. We are going to Nepal. The reverse sweep is happening, ladies and gentlemen. TG Virus, what a pickup! So yeah, what a pickup in their play.
This is going to be the best. This will honestly be the best game in the entire Revolution finals here. If Sanguinary manages to stay on D.Va and keep getting value the way that he's doing it, this is very likely to go in the way of TG. Amazing play by the D.Va. You never see D.Va anymore, but this just goes to show, man, if you have the right people in the right mindset, and you're all in the game, you're all in that state of flow, and you all put your heads together, you can make anything work in this game. Truly anything.
Indeed, you do, and you've got to wonder for Helios that they had that giant lead to begin with, and now the momentum's completely shifted the way of TG Virus. I mean, how must they be feeling right now, looking down the barrel of the reverse sweep? After Volskaya, they look to have it wrapped up, we'll just go to King's Row, we'll get the job done, and that'll be that. But, geez, how must they be feeling right now?
Helios must not be feeling too good right now, especially considering, they probably thought they had this in the bag. They probably thought that this game, or that this entire series is over, and that they had the win, because they were doing so well in those first 3 rounds. And to have a turnaround like this, I don't know if they're ready for the long haul and the extremely long game time. We'll have to see how they can hold up mentally through all of this.
Or perhaps they should have used maybe they should have immunized themselves. I mean, they're playing against a virus, so maybe they just need a bit of time to work its magic, just to weaken the defenses of Helios. Fortunately,
Right.
solar energy not enough to burn off the bacteria.
Yeah, not quite enough. Not quite enough fortitude coming out of Helios for sure.
So we will be going to, seeing as we're now 3-3 in the series, we'll be going to Nepal to settle this. We won't be going any further. There's no draws available, no nothing.
Looks
Kaz,
like
do we
we
come
need another
Yeah.
5-minute break on Helios.
You know what? That's fair enough. This is the final. You've got to make sure that both teams are ready to go. And look, it comes down to this map. So, in the interest of not droning on for 5 minutes, I think we'll take a 5-minute break from a production standpoint too.
I'm gonna go wipe the sweat off my body. This is an incredible game.
Have to change your shirt again. Anyway, see you all in 5 minutes for the deciding map in this match. Welcome back. It all comes down to this. TG Virus versus Helios Chroma. That's $75 US on the line here on the poll. This has been a fantastic match so far, and I don't expect it to slow down now. Oh, Brox, I mean, what a run it's been so far from TG. On the path to the reverse sweep. Brax, sorry.
Yeah. This is it's honestly incredible. I haven't seen anything like this in watching games from both teams that we scrim, teams that we just watch playing an open division. You know, this is insane. Reverse sweeps are so rare in the scene, and it looks like TG's like a kill switch snapped or something. That Lucio is out for blood. Delta 40 is also out for blood. They're just gonna go in and they're gonna try to run over the other team. It looks like they're actually gonna go fast as all hell this game. It looks like they want to secure this fast and go eat dinner.
Please tell me this Torbjorn isn't a troll. Oh, damn. Never mind. Bait it again.
If you're above the age of 25, you're probably going to bed after this.
3, 1.
Anyway, I'm running, keeping beast mode on that pocket pick of the Pharah. Not something you typically see here on Sanctum very often, but if it works, it works.
Yeah, and it looks like it's more of a comfort pick than anything. They likely had a talk in that break about something pertaining to, like, you know, keeping your cool. You know, it's not all over just because they're all coming back. You still have a chance to win, and it could go in either team's favor right now.
Yeah, with Strugglenuts going down first, actually even with Strugglenuts going down first, TG Virus has position on the point. They're going to start putting out their progress. They're kind of split up. Sanguinary getting harassed by Beast Mode in the backline. Yeah, Photosyn's going down as well. Helios, poor Nice, are not able to get the boop off there. Yeah, it looks like Helios will turn the point back in their favor, and they will initiate the capture progress here. Bloody hell, ult's already available for Helios as well.
Yeah, Helios really did a lot of farming that fight. The fight was so slow.
Oh.
The fight was so slow that they were able to just keep putting out damage, and the healers were doing it. So it looks like the healers were able to farm ult on the side of TG as well.
Okay, a bit too much aggression there from Helios. TG able to wall them off there and take advantage of the aggression, and now they're coming in with a two-player advantage. We'll see how fast that horse can, that Centaur side can gallop back to the point, but Helios is forced to give it up at 30%.
All right, yeah, it looks like Helios just ended up backing out there. They realized the fight was not in their favor, which is definitely the right move, considering that they were already down players and they don't want to waste any time this last game.
The aggression from TG Virus doesn't stop there. Delta 40 opening up with the Coalescence, so they lose Photosynth at the start of that. Unfortunately, the wall cutting off some of the members. Helios Chroma, they've got a full bank of ultimates available, but they haven't needed to use any of them yet. As A-Pop finishes off Strugglenuts, freeze them icicle to the face, and it will be eventually a point flip back to Helios. Eventually.
This map's gonna likely just flip-flop, huh? It looks like they're all making about one push, wiping and capping the point back and forth, so it's all gonna be about who can hold it just slightly longer to make sure that they get to keep that keep that point advantage.
And I feel like the advantage at the moment was with Helios. They got the full 6 bank of ultimates available to them. They might get a hello, welcome to the point barrage here from Beast Mode, who comes in over the top, drops it down, eliminates Delta 40 straight away. Govan goes down off the back of that as well. That's a great start. The Utanizer comes back with a counter boop. 2 off the side there for Helios Chroma. Only 1 ultimate invested though from Helios, and they're able to hold them to the point for now. The kills eventually going their way. TG Virus falling back, but holding on to most of their ultimates of their own.
I would argue, interesting decision from Strugglenuts. I don't know if it was necessarily worth it. I think they lost more value than they gained by high nooning.
Oh, the Blizzard denied. Photosynth dies in the middle of that cast, but Sanguinary comes over the top with a 2k with the self-destruct. The counter Blizzard comes out from Helios, just locking down the point. Utanizer with the sand barrier to keep most of the members alive, but unfortunately, due to the fact they were cut off, Helios able to focus down Delta in that little room by the side of the point. Sanguinary out of mech, Utanizer out, 95%. Nobody's really going to be able to touch the point, and Helios getting a great start here on the pole.
Great move on Helios' part to save ults that entire time. It was totally worth them giving up the point each fight, so that way they were able to just consistently, as TG trickled in, wipe them and wipe them and wipe them. It was actually really, really great planning from Helios.
Indeed it was, and now they've put themselves in the box seat, and look, we've come to Shrine. This is a great Pharah map. So they're really in the box seat here. We'll see if TG Virus is able to effectively counter Beast Mode. I think that will be where the focus of this battle will be. TG Virus now playing for their lives. But this is a situation they have been in before.
Right, and I wonder if part of that 5-minute break, I hope it didn't upset the momentum of either of the teams here. Looks like they will be just going to point fast. TG running Junkrat this time around. That might be problematic into the Pharah, but we've seen him kill Pharah before, so we'll have to see how it works out.
They do take up position on the point, but given that it's not unlocked, no progress going to be made yet. The wall slightly cuts off Helios' path. Govan runs in with that hammer swinging. Oh, cut off now. The great wall comes out from Apop. Oh, yeah, isolates Govan. They get stunned and killed. In the middle of that, TG Virus was able to capture the point. But I think without that Reinhardt presence, it's going to be very difficult for them to hold on, particularly when you've got Beast Mode raining down rockets in, already 70% of the way to that barrage. Yep, Strugglenut's going down as well. The stall from TG Virus is good. You know what's actually going on quite a long time. But eventually, I think the momentum... Okay, they're willing to invest the Coalescence here. They really want that percentage on the point built up. Beast Mode forced to invest the barrage. Kills Euthanizer, but not quite able to kill Delta. In the end, after 30%, they Helios finally able to capture the point.
Well played by TG here as well, to be able to stall it out that long, all the way to 30%, in addition to making the Pharah have to barrage. That means there's no barrage this coming fight, which means Lucio can save his ult for whatever 3 things they pound him with, whether that's Cole, Valk, and Bongo, or even the Mei here.
Ooh, smart use of the wall there, allowing them to approach relatively uncontested, only having to worry about Beast Mode. As I said, that Beast Mode just throwing in rockets, getting everyone low. The sand barrier forced to be used by Euthanizer just to keep the team alive. Not able to really use that offensively. The supercharger out from Muse as well enables Ryder to pick off Photosynth at the start of the fight. So as we see Govan getting harassed. Oh, frozen, walled, harassed by 3 people there. The Riptide and Strugglenuts picks off Finesse, but unfortunately dies at the same time. Exsanguinary forced out of mech. And Helios will hold on to this point.
I can't help but think that Strugglenuts is panicking a lot this game. He knows that everything's on the line, and as a DPS player, that's so much pressure to be able to fight the other DPS and just perform better overall. He's popped a couple of ultimates this game that have gotten 0 value and seemingly in a lost fight to try to turn the tide. We gotta see if he can hold his composure and make sure that he's going to be getting picks without sweating too much and accidentally panic ulting.
Yeah, TG Virus trying an alternate route here though. They run onto the point. Govan throws in the Earthshatter, but it's denied by the Blizzard. Photosynth throws out a counter Blizzard. The kill's currently going the way of TG Virus in this fight. And with Zombre down as well, there's no resurrection available. So as Helios builds up over 90%, TG Virus able to flip the point back over into their own favor. Right, so just there to ensure that the capture percentage tips up to 99%. And TG Virus holding on for dear life here on Shrine.
Looking at the ult bank here, it looks like Sanguinary is going to have Diva Bomb, but it's not super effective on this point unless you can catch them kind of in the middle of the open as they're pushing to it. They are going to have Beat for this next fight. If the Beat can predict the Pharah ult, they may have a chance here to hold the point.
So yeah, like I said, a few ultimates available for TG Virus, a few ultimates available for Helios as well. Along with this fight goes on, I feel that will favor Helios. The self-destruct invested straight away. Whoa! Exsanguinary with a 3k off the back of that. The entire pharmacy taken down. That's what you needed from your Diva player out there. Sanguinary asking, why is this character not in the meta more often?
Absolutely incredible timing from that Diva Bomb. Looking at ult banks again though, you got to make sure that you're able to pick off that Pharah or you're going to be able to preemptively beat here. If Lucio gets picked off, this game belongs to Helios. But if Lucio doesn't get picked off or they prevent the Pharah ult, the game is, or the round is TG's.
So this will most likely be the last fight of the map. Strugglenauts gets a great start onto Apop. Govan with the Earth Shatter as well. Knocks down Finesse. Not quite able to finish off that fight, but the Immortality Field for TG able to keep them alive. Utilize it. Oh, Investor Sam Barrier able to get it off. Strugglenauts kill Beast Mode in the middle of that barrage as well. This fight is definitely going TG's way. The Resurrection is there for Beast Mode, but Zombre goes down as well. That's that healing from the Mercy out of the fight. The kills though go in the way of Helios. Great work by Finesse and Muse there to even up this fight. And now it's just Delta left on the point. It could be flipped the way of Helios. They could, after a great start to the fight from TG Virus, Helios could flip the point back and take out the match right here. The Blizzard goes down. That's going to cut off any avenue of approach. Helios wins the poll, wins the series. They are your Division 3 champions.
Holy cow. Amazing plays from both teams. That was such a great last fight. I'm really, really impressed at Helios' ability to turn that fight around with the preemptive beat from Utilizer and everything. So well played by both teams, but it looks like Helios just had the will to persevere just slightly more than TG did in that last fight, and that is what ended up costing them that game. Excellent play by both players yet again, and it was awesome to see the battle, the clash of the titans here, as there was almost a reverse sweep on the side of TG. Really, really intense, clenching gameplay.
Oh my word. Wow. I think the other divisions here have a lot to live up to if we want to see those finals equal this one. Great commiserations to TG Virus. After a rocky start, we did have a fantastic time, Apop. After a rocky start, they brought it back. They brought the drama. They brought out the diva pick of all things. Great play from Utilizer there as well. Got absolutely ham. 1v1ing a Bastion. If anything, you won our hearts. You probably won the Bastion as Lucio. What the hell was that? Great play from Strugglenauts as well. That really deadly on the Junkrat. Though, of course, all credit to Helios Chroma. You go up 3-0, you're in danger of being reverse swept, you bring it out on the pole. They didn't drop a single round there. Yes, it went to 99 to 100 on that last one, but they were able to pick up the pieces. They find that first half of the match form and bring it home. Fantastic work from Helios Chroma.
Absolutely. Also, looking at potential MVPs for that, dude, I'd have to give MVP DPS here, Utilizer. Absolutely.
Oh, man. Definitely.
Fragging so hard. What an intense match, honestly. Like, one of the best matches I think I've actually seen live in my time. One of the closest, most dedicated, full... You could tell, like, both teams had their full heart in this game. They were so ready to take this win. They knew that everything was on the line. Everything they had been working for throughout the season.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Helios, of course, taking that. If we were to nominate a player of the match, would you be giving it to Utilizer, or would it be someone from Helios?
Player of the match or player of the series? Because I would actually say player of the series, I would want to give it to Beast Mode. Just dude, he's so consistently good at the Pharah barrages. So consistently good. So many wipes there.
Definitely.
Go ahead.
And I think we pointed out during the match, you don't often get the value from those barrages. You get a copper shield to the face, you get killed in the middle of it. But again and again, there was 2 kills, 3 kills off the barrage. And I think that's what made a lot of the difference. TG Virus just unable to deal with them. And Beast Mode went full Beast Mode, got the damage done, got the job done, and here they are, champions.
An excellent match. Helios Chroma, I've seen this team grow, man. I've played against them for seasons. I've seen their additions and changes to the roster. It was really cool to see them win this series, and really they deserved it. They put in so much work, and even after getting almost reverse swept, they were able to maintain that attitude that they needed to win. It takes so much mental fortitude and just perseverance. And also props to both teams for holding out for a 7-map match. That's insane.
It's definitely not something you'd be necessarily seeing every day, let alone playing.
Right.
It looks like we'll just try and set up, see if we can get an interview here.
Yeah, for sure.
Interviews.
Let's see what we can get going on here. We got, I think, Govon is the captain of TG Virus. And for Helios Chroma.
Ooh, Sanguinary probably if we're gonna pick anyone up from. Well, I don't know if we choose.
We'll take who we can get at this point.
Okay. Fair enough.
I don't know if Sparkle counts.
Sparkle doesn't play. Actually, she might count. So she's the captain, right?
Yeah, but she's not a player of the team, though.
Is
That's
a captain or manager, coach. You know, it doesn't matter. Somebody, we want to talk about is how you're feeling. I mean, how did you get through that slump in the second half?
Right.
We'll bring in Govon for the time being until we figure out who we're gonna bring in from Chroma, just to get some peeps in here.
In any case, while that's going on, so that is Division 3 done. We have Divisions 2, Division 1, and the Grandmaster Division still to come. Not today. Don't worry, you can all go to bed. But yeah, those matches will take place over the next few days. You should be able to find the schedule probably on Twitter or something. If not, just watch the Twitter, wait for that to come up. You can follow Revolution Esports on Twitter at _RevolutionOW. You're already watching Twitch, so you know where the Twitch is. Revolution Overwatch.
If you want to become a Discord member, make sure to hop on down below, join us on the Discord, and you'll also receive pings about future games and casted games specifically right there. They'll make sure to ping everyone, so keep your eyes peeled for that as well.
We got Mr. Govon in the chat. What's up, Mr. Govon?
Hey, how you doing?
How are you feeling? Almost pulling off the reverse sweep.
Almost, yeah. It was they were good matches, and we started pulling stuff out of the mystery box, trying to come up with something to counter the double.
Well, yeah, Exsanguinary on that Diva did. We were wondering about it at the start, but ended up coming up really big. Hitting a Blizzard on Havana, a few great self-destructs as well. Is that something you practice, or that was just completely out of the mystery box? So much so that no one has ever seen it before.
I wouldn't say that. No, it's something that it's a tank character that he's comfortable on playing, and we weren't getting a lot of value out of running the Sigma with our double shield and all. So we were trying to come up with some different plans, something to deal with what we thought was hurting us a lot, which was a lot of it was the Pharaoh.
Yeah. How did you turn it around after those first 3 maps? First I'll ask, what was the feeling in the team after those first 3 maps, going 3-0 down, especially after that long Volskaya?
I think for the most part it was a little bit of I don't want to say frustration, but it was more of what are we gonna do to combat what's beating us here. And I know in a lot of the first maps, I could imagine if I went back and looked at it, we probably looked like we didn't really have a certain plan of action to deal with things, and we weren't swapping heroes quickly enough, or trying to come up with a different technique to deal with, whether it was the Bastion or playing a certain playstyle that's works well for us or that we're comfortable on. But as far as the team feeling was, we just had to bring it back down, circle back around, and try to come up with a better plan of attack.
What was on your mind in that very last fight? You knew everything was on the line there, and you guys were so close. What were the call outs like? Was it chaotic? Was it pretty organized? How did everything feel?
Everyone was talking. I mean, it was energetic, and I think if we could have secured certain kills here or there, whether it was stopping the res, the comms were, it was flowing.
That's
So do
awesome.
you guys have any strats coming into this particular series or this match? I think Temporo said that you guys actually never ended up playing Chroma, if that's if you said so correctly. Did you watch any of their VODs, or did you watch any previous games to try and develop specific strats to help pull out the W against them?
We did watch their match against, I think it was Waypoint, I want to say.
Yeah, they played Waypoint in the semi.
Yeah, we watched
Yeah,
that
they
one and
did.
try to see what they were running on certain maps, what compositions they played, and we tried to discuss, what we would play as far as compositions around that. We didn't really have enough time to really build any strategies per map or on a per map basis. So we kind of did the best we could with the compositions that we had and just kind of played around, whether it was main tank or played around what we felt was potential win condition in certain scenarios.
I don't know if it was mentioned. I'm sounding that I'm almost tired, but your Lucio was on your team was insane. It's ridiculous.
Oh dear Lord, that was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that guy was third DPS, dude. It was insane.
Third
Yeah,
DPS. It was
Euthanizers.
first DPS.
Euthanizer's kind of like well, he's a kind of co-captain of the team. At least in TG, he's my assistant team individual team lead. He's been a valuable asset to the group.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, his team play was really good, and he seems to have a really good idea of what he needs to be doing at all times, which is like, I don't know what rank is he? Do you know? Usually don't see that a lot, like before 3,500, which is crazy because this is like one of the lower divisions, so it means he must be doing something pretty well, right?
He registered at 3096 on September.
Do you guys scrim a lot? Like, how often do you guys play together?
We play together. Our practices and our group is technically 4 nights a week. We don't always field a full roster for it or full 6 people, but Wednesdays and Sundays are when we generally have a full team and we play then, and we'll try to get a scrim at least once a week or twice a week if time permits.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, you can really tell, like, the teamwork was really there, and you had a lot of players who knew how to play in a team setting, in organized play. It was really great to watch.
Yeah, we've got a lot of room to grow, and I think everyone gets along together really well. The attitude's there, team synergy is there, and everyone's comfortable playing together. We just need to build upon, map strategies. What do we do? How are we going to play around, on certain maps, whether attack or defense.
Right.
We're most comfortable, you guys can probably see we run a lot of Reinhardt with that. So we're most comfortable with compositions around there.
Right. Well, I bet you're excited for the next patch then.
A little bit, yeah. We'll see where that goes. I know everyone's playing with Arissa and Reinhardt now. Could be fun.
Oh, cool. Thank you for joining us, and it was a great match that you guys put on there. I mean, I don't know if you could possibly have gone any closer, except for maybe if you went like 7 and 8 on Volskaya. Which thank you for not doing that.
You guys are all getting tired. Can't get tired.
Oh yeah. But we love watching it. We love seeing it all.
You want to shout out some people or tell people where to find your team? You got Twitters, Twitches, Instagrams, MySpace.
Shout out to the TG. I know a lot of people ask what the TG is for in Virus. That's Tactical Gaming is a gaming community that we're part of. That's kind of what we're representing. My big shout out though is to my team members and stuff, and especially Nizer and the rest of the team. It's fun to play with them. They're a good group. I just want to thank everyone who supported us throughout our little ascent here in Division 3.
Cool. Well, it was nice talking. We're gonna bring in the Helios boys and girls now and see what their take on the match was. You have yourself a good night there, Mr. Govon.
All right, you too. GG's Helios.
All right, we're gonna be bringing in Finesse. And Mars.
Is it bad to ask who is Mars?
Mars is Muse.
Muse. Yeah.
There we go.
Thank you.
There are the two people of the hour, the winners of Division 3, or at least the representation of.
Well,
guys.
congratulations you two. How silly to ask probably, but how are you feeling?
I'm feeling so relieved.
That it's over or that you
super-
won?
Both.
Honestly, both, yes.
Yes.
A very long 7-map series that was a roller coaster of emotions over on our side of the voice chat. We went through a lot that game, and we pulled through in the end, and I'm just incredibly happy and incredibly proud that we ended up getting it done.
I think we learned a lot about ourselves too, being pressured like that. Just
You did.
working on things that we know that are holding us back from in other areas. If that makes sense.
Well,
I
you
can
certainly
imagine
did a
the,
great.
sorry. I can imagine the
ahead.
roller coaster you guys went on from almost doing a 4-0 to almost losing. That's quite the that's probably the most roller coaster you can possibly get.
Yeah.
100%.
How was the what was the feeling in the team after King's Row? Yeah, that was after King's Row. Was it just a blip? We'll take it up next map, or was it feeling like it was slipping away from you?
That was the start of.
That was the first map day one, yeah.
Yes. It was like I felt it in the air that it was like very annoying, obviously, but everyone just chuck it aside. And then I think we just kept playing into their junk player too much, and he kept doing cheeky stuff. That took some. We had to adjust.
Yeah, and you definitely feels like you got his measure on the pile as well. He's just getting either picked off at the start of the fight, or he's forced to rip tie in the middle of a group fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we definitely took that. We definitely took after King's Row. At least me personally, and I think the rest of the team kind of just brushed it off. Said we'll take it next map. Obviously, it went quite the contrary.
There's a few next
But-
maps.
Yeah, there's couple more maps than we wanted, but we ended up getting it done in the end. And yeah, we really had to play around that Junkrat. He's given us a lot of trouble, and I think by the time Nepal came around, we came to our senses and we played what we were good at, we played what we're comfortable with, and we pulled through. And after a very, very, very long series.
Yeah, but I mean, their team had to play around Urfara. I mean, Urfara was constantly in the back line or constantly doing something somewhere. And
Yeah.
that had to be so freaking annoying on TG versus part.
He just got out of the hospital today from some kind of. It sounds like he has like laryngitis or something, but
I believe
he
I
can
believe
barely talk. Like he literally didn't calm the entire match.
I
He
believe-
couldn't. It hurt him to speak.
I believe Sparkle mentioned that he came out of the hospital today with influenza, and we had our Mercy player calling.
Yeah, like
At
every
their
pull
position.
barrage that we had, like he couldn't let me know that he was right for pull barrage. Our Mercy had to let us know.
Yeah, shout out to
Well,
Zombra letting us know.
Well, it bloody well worked, because I mean, I don't think there was any barrages that were shut down, or maybe there was one, but there's huge value from those barrages.
yeah,
yeah.
we like with the very high inclusion of Orisa in our comps, we like to, rather than using a lot of ults in one fight, we try and take one fight with just a pull and something else. A pull barrage, pull freeze, pull flux, whatever it is. We try and do that, and we feel like we did that quite effectively today.
It definitely did. There's a lot of times we're sitting there watching, going, "Geez, they've used one ult in that fight. Oh, look, another fight, one ultimate used, and you've still got that full bank of 4 or 5 available to you." It's a really great play there.
Yeah, we have really good coaching staff behind it, and they just drill it into us. The best teams win on good old economy. At the end of the day, that's what separates good from the best. And
Actually,
if you can get away with a high, like that's one of the best cooldowns in the game is pull. If you can just utilize pull with a good ult and focus fire, it's going to be hard for the other team to turn that around.
I was gonna actually ask about your coaching, your dad or your whatever you want to call him, your god, was on stream saying, "Oh, I taught him that. I taught them that." Was Xerxes really that monumental in your team's success? I don't think so.
Xerxes isn't really our coach. He definitely drops in and gives us valuable, very valuable coaching from time to time. But he's pretty busy with LSG, which shout out to LSG. That's our that's the community we're a part of. Helios. It used to be Helios DM, which I used to be on Helios DM. Now went to Chroma. But yeah, shout out to LSG and Xerxes. But Durpin, who is also a member at LSG, he is our main coach, and he's just a great coach. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. Xerxes, he plays an integral role on our team. After a game, we'll drop into a VC, and Xerxes will gas us up. He'll say, "We're the best." Sometimes he has other words, but massive shout out to Durpin or Matt. That guy has just drilled so much information into our head. He's made us the team that we are, the winning team, and the top of our division. And massive shout out to Matt and Sparkle. Sparkle does a great job with just individual. I know Sparkle helped me personally a lot this season, and it's a massive shout out to the coaching staff and the rest of our team. We pulled through and we made it after me. I was on the team for 2 long years of just early playoff finishes, early semifinals, just not success. And now that I'm finally here, finally at the top, it's definitely a really good feeling, and just I just feel like I did it, and I definitely did.
Vanessa's on top of the world right now.
I'm feeling it.
It's funny, back in my day, Helios was nothing but a meme team, and now you guys are tryhard teams, which is funny.
Oh, we still meme.
Well, I know you still meme.
100%.
I'm the.
But at least you meme and tryhard at the same time.
Yeah.
We have lots of different personalities on our team, and I think that's what makes us what we are. We have memers, we have people who take it seriously, and it just blends together to be a good combination, and we're all fairly good friends as well, so that helps a lot.
Well, I hate to keep blocking your attempt. You have any questions or any comments for the boys here?
No, thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping we get to see LSG and the rebranded Helios team and Helios Chroma if you guys rebrand to LSG.
We have.
Oh, you have
We have
officially
plans.
now? Okay.
It's official.
Cool. Hopefully we see you guys back for the next season. I know there was some talk of LSG coming back, so it'd be exciting to see that, and you can tell by my voice that I'm starting to go downhill real quick. But congratulations on your win. That was a well-fought battle between both teams, but you guys obviously came out the victor, and you get the whopping $75, which, I mean, is not a whole lot, but hey, you guys won and you got something for it, so that's cool.
Yep. Massive shout out to TG. Gave us a run for our money, and it was a hell of a series, and hope to play you guys again. It'll be fun.
You want to tell everybody where they can find Left Shot Gaming and all that at?
I'm not good at plugs. I don't even know our plugs.
What does LSG stand for those of us who need to Google it?
Love Shack Gaming.
Thank you.
Love Shack Gaming.
There you go.
I
Google that.
don't really
find all
know
the
how to
stuff.
find them.
I'm sure one of the Sparkle or somebody will put a link in the chat.
Sparkle
sooner
can
or later.
100% let you know.
Check out Discord. They'll throw a place in there. You can join their Discord and see a bunch of crazy ass memes.
Of course. Only the finest of memes.
Well, I thank you guys so much for coming in and playing the game and sticking it out and showing us a good time, and hopefully we'll see you next season.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you guys for being
Alright,
great,
guys.
great casters.
Alright, and they're out. And
Alright.
I'm sure we will be here very shortly as well, because I'm pretty sure we're all
Alright.
spent.
I'll finish us off.
Cool.
So yeah, thanks to both Helios and TG Virus and all the Division 3 teams that have put in so much effort and given us a great season and topping it off with a great series that we saw. If you liked that action, this is just the start of the grand finals here at Revolution. We've still got 3 more divisions to go. Believe tomorrow will be Divisions 1 and Grandmaster, so we'll be seeing Chocobros versus Freaks and Beaks, and Turbulence versus Actually Boosted. Some other point, we'll have the other Helios / LSG team, Helios DM, taking on Dream Crushers. I've been Temporal, Brax was Braxophone, and all the lovely scenery and the great scoreboard you saw and all the camera work was done by Soldier.
Terrible scenery.
That's right. So make sure you don't miss out on that. All the rest of the grand final action. Join the Discord if you want all the information. Follow the Twitter. Thank you and good night.
Good night, everybody.